We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
What? I don't understand what's happening. We are making some changes, damn it. We are making some changes, Blabs. Welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SidescrollersPlus.com. Yes, we're making some changes. Hello, Blabs.
Hi, hello. I totally wasn't about to write anything down. Hi.
Okay, sounds good. Write anything down.
Yeah, well, I just got a task. That's all. Anyway, hello.
Hello. That's great to see you. I am very excited. You know, this actually gives us a really good opportunity. We talked about how we are making changes and how we are improving things on the back end of things. We're actually going to be doing a technical test of this next week, and you guys are invited. We'll have more information about that on Monday of next week.
Tech time.
For some new fun toys here on the show. It's going to be great. With that said, glad you're with us today.
Involved. There's a spoiler.
There actually is confetti involved, yes. Very much looking forward to showing you all this and just testing things out. But with that said, we're always trying to improve, and we're glad you're here on this wonderful Wednesday. It is hump day, if you will. And apparently, just to tease, Blabs and Mally both have a surprise for me. I'm looking on the run sheet, and it says, do not click this link. Do not click it.
Yes.
Is that correct, Mally?
Listen, so this one, I don't know. This one's my full involvement. I think this one's more on Blabs' end.
I mean, listen, I saw it, and then lo and behold, Mally also sent it to me like a couple hours after I saw it, and I was like, you know, I feel like this belongs on the show.
So yeah, I was not responsible, but I might have been involved.
She may or may not have been a participant in this.
Yeah.
Okay. But it is worth watching, and the chat will really love it too.
Okay.
So
it is worth watching, and the chat
100%. This one's for the homies.
All right, homies, this one's for you. All right. All right, this one is certainly for the homies, she says.
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Well, look, we're glad you're with us today. We do have a spectacular show. News broke right before we went live. There's been a tremendous Steam data breach, and you're probably affected by it. Why we were late? Yes, we're always late, but we were also changing our Steam passwords, which was great. So they were literally typing and going as we went along. So we're going to be talking about that. We have George Lucas's birthday today. We got news on the new Mario movie. We got some Disney Trump stuff and some fatties walking around the park and dancing. It's going to be fun.
Fatties.
We have a major change to a brand that you probably know about. We also have a little bit later on, we're going to get into some of this VTuber stuff. And that'll probably be after Mally leaves. Now, we're going to be going, we got a big ass run sheet today. Giant ass run sheet. Usually it's like 2 pages. We have 4 pages of shit to talk about today. So I think today's show could potentially go longer. So if you guys do enjoy the longer presentation that we put together on a day-to-day basis, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Obviously, we'd greatly appreciate you guys. And let's see if we can hit a Montez goal or two today. Would really appreciate that. Do we even have a Montez goal up? I don't even think we do yet. Holy shit.
I can't do that, so.
We do not. That's my fault. I screwed it up. I screwed it up in a major way. I'm sorry.
Okay,
and now,
I forgive you.
That's okay. We do have our Montez goal up. Montez goal is up as of right now. Okay, excellent. Now you can find how long we are off or ahead of you when you're timing here. Mally, how's everything going for you?
Everything's going good. I'm going to be taking my very last Disney trip next week, and then I'm done as an annual pass holder.
Wow, you're very like. What is this? Is this sad? Are you sad?
I am only a little bit sad because I guess I've always gone there, but I'm very excited because I'm going to take the opportunity to go camping and hiking and like outdoors adventuring for the entire like next couple years.
That sounds awesome. Using your money for some other fun things, other world
It's like
experiences.
Universal Studios.
Yeah, that might be on the list.
Okay. Have you ever been to Universal before?
I have, but like very seldomly. I went a couple times when I was little, and I think once like 3 years ago. So it's not a regular for me the way Disney has always been. I'm interested.
So one could almost say it's a whole new world.
Yes.
For you, Mally.
Yeah.
Do you like what I did there, Blabs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
That was kind of lame.
What do you want? No, Blabs, it was a dad joke. That's what we do here. We do. Don't be like that. Don't even try that nonsense. Yes, April is here. What's happening? Look at her. Look at the way she giggles. Do you see that, Mally? Look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You guys tuning in. If there's one thing that we've accomplished in the 2+ years that we've done this show, it's bringing Mally and Blabs together so they can giggle like little girls. And just laugh at each other and be each other's little BFFs, internet BFFs.
Yeah.
And send each other DMs and talk about.
You're
Harry
just jealous
Potter.
you're not part of the club, Craig, and you can't do this on Wednesdays.
I have my own club, Blabs.
Yeah, but you're not in ours, so like.
Oh,
And
is
ours
that what we're doing here? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You can't sit with us, bro, Chacho.
I don't want to sit with a catty woman. I don't want to do it. All right. Look, we have a lot of good stuff happening over on Side Scrollers Plus. We're closing in on 500 members. So join us.
Hey, girl.
That's right.
I
That's
love
right.
it.
Vagrant knows. He says, "You got us, Craig." That's right. That's right, Vagrant. Thanks, bro, Chacho. I'm hijacking it, Blabs.
No, you can't. You can't. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
I'm gonna make it happen. Now, we always like to start the show with Today in Gaming History. But Mally, one thing we've been doing lately is I've been playing the game. Does Blabs have the right games on the list? Now, this is before we she actually shows it off. So I'm going to take a glance here and see what we got going on over here. Blabs, if I'm going to guess, I'm going to say you put Animaniacs on it because you know what Animaniacs are. I'm sorry, what's that?
I said,
Okay. Guilty Gear, because I think you've heard of that. And let's go with of these games. Bloodstain, no. 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 This is tough. Call of Juarez, Gunslinger.
Juarez.
And Zen Pinball. So what do we got today, Blabs?
You've done a terrible job. Absolutely.
Well, I'm trying to think like you, Blabs.
Yeah, but you can't uninstall. Anyway, so May 14th, everybody, Dragon Ball Z.
Hold on. Will you put fucking Nancy Drew on the list today?
Yeah, I did. I put fucking Nancy Drew. She was everywhere.
God.
Anyway, Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku was released in 2002. Nancy Drew, Ghost of Thornton Hall, which literally everybody has played this game, right? And I mean everybody.
Wait,
every single person in the chat has totally played this game, released in 2013. And then I actually did one for the homies. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, released in 2021. Ta-da! How'd I do?
You're the worst.
I know, it's great.
Some noticeable games that you missed today include Lockdown for the PC 5 years ago, Super Time Force for the Xbox 360 and Xbox One. That was 11 years ago now. Holy moly. Call of Juarez, Gunslinger, Blabs, which we've talked about. The Zen Pinball game, which was pretty popular back when it was released. And Into the Matrix. Yeah, let's go. That movie game was awesome.
Yeah, but Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku.
Oh, Into the Matrix was a kick-ass game, Blabs. I mean, with all due respect. Oh, look at that. Arrow the Acrobat. That was just, interesting. I didn't know that was released. And Guilty Gear for the PlayStation. So there we go, Blabs. Way to go.
Nancy Drew.
Yep.
She really was everywhere, though, when I was a kid. Like, there were so many games being pumped out in the books. I think there was even a movie at one point. Your Double Fine. Listen, this is nothing new, Mercenary. I'm always always fired every day by your standards. I'll even make a good one. You'd be like, you're still fired.
You're done. You're out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, we always fuck. I don't even know what's happening.
Craig can't even go on anymore. He's just like, brain fart.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. kind of a tough start to the day here, Blabs. What's not a tough start is Mojo coming in with the 10. Says Craig, Street Fighter 2 will always win in any fighting matchup. If it had Dalsum's ability, I'd slap you around. Or if I had Dalsum's ability, I'd slap you around for putting up such a silly poll. You should have to eat one of Blab's weird tacos. Yes, listen, that's horrible. Now, Mally, you live in California, right?
I do.
You ever had a taco before?
Many a time.
Yeah. So just curious, would you ever put cucumbers on a taco?
Well, that was an interesting. No, personally, but everyone has their preference. Blabs, it's okay. I'm not judging.
Oh, look at you trying to be O'Malley over here trying to stay on the friend side over here instead of going,
like,
fuck no. Are you kidding me?
No, I would not put a cucumber on my taco. Sorry,
It's
Blabs.
not like you put a whole cucumber. It's like tiny little pieces diced up really, really small.
Hold on.
Listen,
I actually,
you
Blabs,
got beef with turkey. I don't want to hear it from you.
It's funny you mentioned this because actually Blabs sent me one of her tacos earlier.
I did not. What are you talking about?
I actually have it. Actually, if you give me 1 second, let me actually go get the
I haven't
tacos.
sent you jack shit. What have
Why
you
do
done?
I feel like this is about
I'll
to
be
be
right
the most
back. Hold on.
horrendous?
Just hang tight, Blabs.
What? But I haven't sent him jack shit. I don't talk to him. I'm gonna be like,
He's gonna do some shit. He's gonna do some shit.
I'm gonna bring like a rubber taco or like his dog toys.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a dog toy or something. Yeah.
This is also the man who makes lasagna soup. So like, I don't want to. Anyway, Blab sending out taco pics.
Okay. Is cucumber just one of the things that you put on? How is your ideal
So-
taco?
Okay, I prefer like honestly it doesn't matter about the shell, like either hard or soft, whatever. Obviously the ground meat, thinly sliced, like like shavings, a little bit of a carrot, some cilantro, a little bit of a cucumber. Sometimes I'll add like I don't know sauce or whatever, some vegetable type sauce, whatever. But yeah, also cheese, lots of cheese.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I even went and like texted
You
my friend.
mainly stick with like ground beef, or are you down with like chicken tacos and like?
Bison.
Okay, so I'm back.
Oh, That's
You- would you
interesting.
like to
Okay,
see-
I don't think I've ever had a.
No, I
bison
don't
taco.
want to see what you got
I'm
because you're lying
nervous.
to the chat, Craig.
Well, no, this is the taco you sent me. I don't even understand what
What the
the
fuck
deal.
is you
what?
idiot.
It's just, why would you send me a taco with a? It's just a.
With the plastic on and everything
Oh
too. The
my
This is
plastic
not a
really adds
taco.
the
I don't
flavor.
understand.
He had to go make that. He
don't
had to go
understand.
make that just now.
She
He
said this.
went
I don't
and
even understand.
scrambled to his fridge in his kitchen, got a soft taco out of the package, grabbed the nearest cucumber off the counter, and ran back in here.
Yeah, you literally did. Now your cucumber's gonna go bad because it's gonna be out of the fridge for a while.
Who puts cucumbers on the counter? You keep them in the fridge. I'm just saying.
I
Listen,
don't know.
this is
It looks like you just got home from the store with it because I certainly don't keep it like
this.
that.
Hey, that's comedy. All right. Hey, speaking
Yeah,
of
some pico
comedy,
chorizo. There you go. We got to get some pico de gallo and chorizo and some
There you
hot
go.
sauce, lemon and lime.
Listen, I'm gonna listen to my friend from Mexico who I asked him all these questions about tacos, and he was like, "It's totally acceptable to put like any type of vegetable you want inside of it, no problem." Compared
It's
to
not wrong.
Craig,
It's just something I've never had.
yeah, I'm compared to Craig and his quite literal cucumber tortilla over there.
Blaz, we established you sent this.
I never fucking pull up the receipts, homie. Go ahead, leak the DMs. Try me.
I'll show you the receipts here in just a second.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
first,
He's gonna go on like Canva right now and make some fake little thing.
He's like, wait, let me just pull it up.
And like some fake text where it says the big bad Blabs. He's like, yo,
No.
homie, check out my new cucumber taco. And Craig will be like, 2 thumbs up.
it's really like, look, I have it right here. You sent it came with this note. It says
Yeah, okay.
you can actually see that it says to Craig. There.
He wrote
Thank-
to himself.
Thank you, Blabs. Appreciate that. That's good.
Okay.
A New York Giants fan came in and says, "Dad joke of the day: 2 fish are in a tank. One turns to the other and says, Any idea on how to drive this thing? Bada boom. Tamamo came in, says, we're making changes and improvement, he says calmly, and after shouting it loudly and repeatedly. We're getting better, goddammit.
Everyone remain calm.
It's happening, people.
New York Giants fan says, going to repost my second joke from yesterday as it got mangled by the super chat. All right, here we go. Why do ducks have tail feathers? To hide their quacks. New York Giants fan, I'm just going to let you know that you mangled the joke yourself. It wasn't the super chat. There you go. Oh, Jay, oh, listen, Jay, just relax. I'm so upset. Bantam came in and says, oh no, better start Steam and check everything is all right. Also, Halo Foxu, yes, change your Steam passwords. Change them up. This is weird. Dave says, what do they call an Italian for $5.50? That's interesting. What do they call an Italian suppository? Innuendo. I don't even know what that means. Hey, Blabs, I did see a movie on Netflix, which I think you'd like. It stars Vince Vaughn, and it's called Nonna's. Have you heard about this movie? Yeah. Have you heard about this movie at all?
Maybe if I saw like a poster or trailer. So, is it new or
yeah, it's brand new. It's the #1 movie on Netflix right now.
Well, then no, I have not. I don't have Netflix anymore.
Well, let me tell you about it. Can I tell you about it real quick?
Sure.
So I legitimately thought of you while my wife was watching us last night, and I sat down in bed and I watched about 20 minutes with her.
And then you're like, I'm done.
Well, no, I was like, this must be how Blabs feels about things. And
okay. I'm about to say Vince McMahon. Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's actually, can I show you the trailer for it?
Yeah, sure. I'm curious now.
Okay. Yeah, I think this will be good. Mally, have you heard about this at all?
Not at all.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, guys, this is a rom-com, but this has this is how I think Blabs acts. All right, here we go. This is Nonna's #1 movie on Netflix right now.
No matter how old you are, there's nothing worse than losing your mom.
Thank you so much for remembering me with the fruit basket and all the tangerines and stuff.
I lost my cat last year, so I understand the grieving process.
I'm sorry about your cat. I didn't know.
Break's over.
I'm going through my mom and Nonna's recipes, and then I realized food is love. So I want to open an Italian restaurant.
What are you, crazy?
Who are you going to get to come down and cook? Nonna's. Other real-life Italian grandmothers.
I am from Bologna. I spit on Bologna. Spit on Sicily, okay?
Oh, and that's pretty much all I'm going to show you, Blabs. Or do you want to see more?
I kind of want to see more, actually, now.
Of course you do. Hey, I see them already starting in the chat. Can I just get a bunch of these in the chat as they are talking over here? Get all the spicy meatballs. All right, here we go.
I want them to make the dishes that they were passed on from their family. I want to share it with everybody.
This is my main dish, Capusella. Dear God, said this. Oh, that's what smells. I thought maybe it was me. Oh, no.
It has to work because it's not just a restaurant. It's more about family, especially for people who may not have family anymore. Maybe the one good idea we can take from this is not to fight in the kitchen.
Oh, she started it.
You ladies are killing me.
We are not quitters. A bottle of white. We're strong women with Italian blood in our souls.
The kind of mood you're in tonight. Meet you anytime you want in our Italian restaurant.
Yo, I'm down for this.
Of course you are. All right.
No, but like it's just like it seems like a wholesome movie that we just don't really have those anymore, you know?
Hey, Blabs, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I lied to you just a second ago.
Oh.
I watched more than 20 minutes of it. Okay.
You watched the entire movie?
No, I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I was really enjoying the whole movie's probably about 2 hours long. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Can I spoil something for you?
Yeah, I don't have Netflix, so.
Okay. So yes, it's a wholesome movie about grandmas cooking in this.
Yeah, the grannies get together.
Right.
Grannies are doing it for themselves.
Okay. Now you heard the phrase we're strong, independent women, right? Okay.
Yeah.
It is discovered, and I think this is the made for Hollywood Netflix side of things. Okay. Can I describe the women for you really quick?
Yeah. What's Susan Sarandon's character like?
Susan Sarandon is like, she's a hairdresser and she makes the desserts. Okay. And she's all about femininity, traditional femininity, boobs and stuff like that. But she learned she had a double mastectomy, which is why she has big old fake boobs now. Right. Okay. Then you got these two ladies who are like these two ladies over here. They're the kind of the bickering back and forth. You know, you saw that. And this one here is the oddball. She kind of came in out of nowhere, and she talks about, you learn that she was a nun, right? But she's no longer a nun, Blabs. Why is she no longer a nun?
Did she go become a prostitute or something? Like complete opposite?
Because they couldn't accept her for who she truly is.
Oh, she's lesbian.
It was like, you are like, just make some fucking spaghetti. That's all I really care about.
So they dabbled with like the whole agenda a little bit in it. And her being a lesbian didn't actually add anything to the story.
Nothing that I've seen so far outside of.
It's a shame, because the idea would have been really cool, you know, like the grandmas who lost their families get together, open up a restaurant. Like, that's actually a cool story, in my opinion.
Yeah. It, like, for me, it was just like, you just go like, are you fucking serious? Like, I was like, we're really enjoying this, and you just feel, unless there's some major portion of this that it comes back, and I'm sure at the end she's gonna find the lady that she was in love with.
She's gonna find a granny.
It's alluded to that there was another nun that they loved each other.
Maybe she'll find her.
Yes.
At a restaurant, and they meet up. It's like, my meatballs brought you here. Like, I don't know.
She's holding her meatballs right here. I give you my meatballs.
That's funny.
Anyways,
that's such an unnecessary piece of the plot.
Yes, it is so far. Anyways, it's available on Netflix right now. So
doesn't surprise me that it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Hey, Mo came in and says, Blabs, you shouldn't put a cucumber on your taco. It can cause an infection. That's weird, Mo. Honey Badger says, get Craig a dolphin named Echo. Listen, Echo the dolphin sucks. Jonathan says, Kingdom Hearts missing link got canceled. Be right back. Got a screen.
Yeah, but it's a mobile game, so like.
Yeah. Ian came in and says, Craig, your lunch is now a tax write-off as you need it is a comedy prop for work. That's right. This is not mine, by the way. This is Blabs's lunch right here. Look, I really.
It's really
so does that make it yours?
Yeah, it's really nutritional. Just a piece of grain with a cucumber.
I love the idea that I found this giant, oversized. Like, I could have gotten a bigger tortilla for this, but I decided to get the small corn tortilla because we have multiple tortillas.
It's Blab size, so it's fine.
Okay. Dirtus King says, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is a great version, so I take Blabs in the Collector's Base mission. And with her ability to hide as Jose Ramirez, she'd have some chance hacking the tube. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dirtus King. Appreciate that. Let's check. There you go, Blabs. Rod says, Blabs cucumbers a side dish for a taco like radish. For the taco, which is meat, salad, or salsa, onion, cilantro, and lemon.
Salad.
See, Rod knows. Thanks, Rod. You gonna Guam-splain to Rod over here over his Mexican heritage? What's going on here, Blabs?
No, he can do what he likes.
You gonna gentrify the taco over here, Blabs?
You're starting beef, bro.
Tamamo says, Craig and his cucumber taco, absolute cinema. Also changed my Steam password. 89 million accounts apparently, which is a small percentage, but also not taking chances. That's right. Good for you, Tamamo. And Jackie came in. Look at this with the, I don't even know how much monies is that. I don't even know what what is ARS? Arabian ruble.
Arabian, hang on, let me see. ARS currency. Is Argentine peso.
Let's go. Thank you very much, our Argentinian friends. Thank you, Jackie. Says one of the slacktivists attacking Foxu in Bidded posted he won't be backing down even under legal threat. I'm surprised this coward genuinely believes harassment is virtuous up to this point. Anyways, have fun today, bros. Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, we're going to get to that a little bit later on. Faux show. All right, we have a lot to get to today. We have, and we appreciate y'all's support. We're going to hit our Montez goal. I can feel it. I am very excited for this. But today, in addition to the show being brought to you over at Side Strollers Plus, we actually do have a sponsor, which I'm very excited about, and it is Aura. In today's world, your personal info is constantly at risk. From identity theft to data breaches, it is wild out there. That's why we want to talk about today's sponsor, Aura, a game changer in digital security. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is flooded with spam, this is why. There are companies called data brokers that sell your data. They do it without your consent, and they make billions selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And while they are legally required to move your info if you ask, they make the process just incredibly difficult to do. Which is why we recommend Aura to our friends and family, and obviously all the normal men. They take care of the hard part, automatically removing all the data from these sites and keeping it off. Aura is also an all-in-one online safety solution that keeps you and your family protected. It monitors your personal data across the dark web, helps you know if your passwords or accounts have been compromised, and even includes a VPN, antivirus software, and a password manager, all in one easy-to-use app. Aura also offers real-time credit and identity monitoring with fraud alerts up to 4 times faster than its competitors. So if someone's messing with your info, you're going to know before it's too late. So protect yourself and support the show by going to aura.com/sidescrollers to get a 14-day free trial. Once again, at aura.com/sidescrollers. Don't leave yourself exposed. Let Aura lock it down. As pointed out in the chat by Sparky, a very apropos sponsor for today, given everything that's going on with Steam. So listen, you can never be too sure on the internet. We all understand that. Go use our link down below, aura.com/sidescrollers. Try it out for free for 14 days. I tried it. It's super easy to use. It's like that. It's awesome. So like I said, we don't promote things we don't use. So definitely give it a go. Appreciate you guys. All right. We have a lot to talk about. As I said, we got this big Steam data breach today. Make sure you're changing your passwords right now, guys. But let's get into it, friends. It is time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Hard News. Okay, dokie. So, as always, we like to start with something a little more lighthearted. Mally, I saw this clip and I thought to myself, you know, there's that meme where it's like, yeah, it's from a Marvel movie, and it's got Anthony Mackie, and he's like, yeah, he's crass, but is he wrong or something like that? Have you seen that clip?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
he's on the plane now. He's like, he's out of line.
Yeah, he's out of
He's not
line. That's what
wrong.
it is. Yeah.
All
right.
right. Yeah.
So I saw this and thought to myself, he's out of line, but he's not wrong. This is a guy from South Korea coming to the United States, and watch this interaction, courtesy of this show on TLC.
So what do South Korean people think of Americans?
What do you think he's going to say, Mally?
Oh, some funny shit.
Greasy food and being fat.
Fucking nailed it. Let's go. This guy knows us. Let's go.
I've never seen this. It's great.
Oh, my.
I don't think that way. Yes, people in Korea think that way. No offense.
Unhealthy food is much cheaper than healthy food.
Or some people are just lazy. And it's easier to drive through and get something than to cook.
What do you think?
Okay. Now he's been dropping bombs here, right? But he's not done yet because it's about to get way better.
You're lazy, so you always get your fast food for lunch. No wonder you're piggy.
Oh!
What it is?
Damn.
I mean, fully deserved, but also, wow.
Oh my God.
That friendship or whatever is totally dead now.
Like, if you're going to be fat and lazy, at least admit that you're fat and lazy. Like, but for her to be shocked by it, it's like, well, girl, do you not think? Like, he's right.
No, 1000%. Here, this is exactly what's going on here.
He's out of line, but he's right.
That's right.
The one good thing that came out of that show.
Yeah, very accurate connection.
You know, I wonder if that's one of those shows that where it's like the 40-day fiance or whatever it is, 30 days. You know, have you seen those shows where they're like, hey, we need to get married and you're going to come on in and we're going to know each other. And then, you know, it's for a green card or something. Like, I bet that's what this is.
Yeah.
And he's getting introduced to his family in Alabama and her family in Alabama. And he's over here just spitting facts about.
Yeah.
He calls her Piggy.
Yeah, he literally grabbed her stomach and shook it. Oh my gosh.
Porky. Jesus Christ.
And they put that on TV, and then it got passed around the internet. So yeah, rough stuff for her.
It's fun to see that and then think that there are Americans out there nowadays who are like, I can't believe that happened in 2025. It's like, no, that just shows you how much of a bubble you're living in, because the rest of the world isn't afraid to tell you that you're a fat piggy.
Right, exactly.
True.
Exactly. Oh man. Well, there you go.
That's epic.
Amazing stuff. Like one of the best owns I may have ever seen without actually meaning for it to be an own. You know, the passive own is the best kind of own, you know. It's just under the breath. All right, we have another unfortunately a major loss in the world of cinema. Mally. I don't know if you heard about this, but this is pretty tragic. Morris the alligator has died at the age of 80. He had roles in Happy Gilmore and Dr. Dolittle too, which, listen, he's the guy who took the hand, unfortunately, in Happy Gilmore, spawned the entire thing, 80 years old over here. Chubbs' hand, for God's sakes. Rough stuff.
It's kind of impressive though for this alligator to go live for 80 years old. I wonder, like, I'm gonna Google what's the longest lifespan of an alligator.
Well, there's one good thing we can take of all this is that he truly is reunited with Chubbs in real life and Abraham Lincoln, as we saw at the end of Happy Gilmore. You wonder if he made an appearance in Happy Gilmore 2, you know?
Oh.
Who knows? Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out soon. Have you seen the trailer for that, Mally?
Dedicated.
I think I have seen a little bit of it.
What's that, Blabs?
And maybe it'll be dedicated to him, like for Morris.
They should add that at the end in the credits, like for Morris.
Yeah, right. I did Google. So alligators in the wild typically live around 30 to 50 years, but in captivity they can live longer, 70 to 80 years plus.
Wow.
So he was on the high end. Good for him.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Listen, I hate the dinosaur. I do. I fucking hate them, but impressive lifespan.
I'm sorry, what?
Alligators, they're like dinosaurs, bro.
You hate the dinosaur?
Yeah, alligators. Fucking hate them.
No, but hold on.
Fine.
Listen, the alligator I get. Let's take a step back here, Blabs, because you said something that cannot be undone, okay?
The alligators are like dinosaurs, bro.
You don't like the dinosaur at all?
Like all the alligator?
No, just the dino. Like I'm talking Triceratops.
No,
I'm
that's
talking
not what
T-Rex.
I said. I said the dinosaur. Like
No,
the
you
alligators.
said I don't like the dino.
Yeah,
Alluding to
that's
you don't
not
like
dinosaur. Duh. It's not
What?
Triceratops or like the T-Rex. Don't even try to like Uno reverse this on me or something.
No.
I'm about to go get my adventure hat. We'll go.
Blabs, all I'm saying is I'm just listening to what you said, and you said something which caught me off guard. That's all. So I need you to state your claim here.
Listen, the alligator is like
hold on, Blabs. Stop.
Am I wrong?
No. I need you to state your claim. I need to understand your position on dinosaurs.
Uh-huh.
Do you or do you not like the dinosaur?
Overall, I do like them when they're not trying to kill me.
At no point is any dinosaur trying to kill you. So you
Excuse me, have you met the alligators and the crocodiles? Hello?
They're not trying to kill you, Blabs.
I believe the people who've been killed by them beg to differ.
Chubbs isn't real.
Huh?
Okay? Chubbs from Happy Gilmore, yes, his hand got taken off by an
Okay,
alligator
yeah.
in the movie, all right? He's not a real person. And yes, there was the boy at Disney World who was the 2-year-old boy who got taken out by the alligator several years ago, but I'm going to ignore that, All right. Listen, alligators are not dinosaurs.
Sort of are. They're like, how the chicken's related to the T-Rex?
I can't do
Did
this
you see
one.
that meme, Mally, where it's like, remember
So
who
do
you
weenie
are?
dogs.
And it's the T-Rex, and is it going to the chicken, and the chicken's like, "Bark!"
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Just so we're all on the same page, Blabs. Just you do like the dinosaur?
Yeah, for the most part.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
I think we had this conversation before. I dig the T-Rex. They're pretty cool. Even if they want to kill you.
Okay. Fine. Generic dinosaur.
All right, fine. I really like that one on Jurassic
You like the
World
raptor?
Evolution.
Do you like the raptor, Blabs?
Yeah, they're all right, but they're a bit overused now. Shout out.
What about you, Mally? Mally, do you have a favorite dinosaur? You got me all pissed off, Blabs, riled up talking about dinosaurs. Mally, do
Lindsay,
you have a favorite
I might have said my favorite was a raptor about 6 seconds ago, but because you used it so mockingly, now I'm man. No, like the veggie one.
The veggie one? You mean the herbivores?
You mean the brontosaurus, the one with
The
the long
brontosaurus,
neck?
yeah.
You mean the brachiosaurus?
What
Where
that
do you
was
two
see?
live?
There's 5 different answers. You know what? No, I'm sticking with the raptor. Fuck you.
Hey, Mally, I appreciate you sticking to your guns with your normie ass dinosaur take. It's ridiculous. Hey,
Why would you could even say
Stegosaurus.
brachiosaurus. Oh.
Stegosaurus. 1000%.
Everyone loves that one. It's boring, Craig. You picked the
Stegosaurus has
normie
a
choice.
but let me tell you why the Stegosaurus is awesome, Blabs.
Because it got spikes.
It has spikes on its tail and it shields itself with its fucking shields on its back.
Yeah,
So you like Bowser?
Bowser? Yeah, dude.
That's what you're describing
maybe
right
there
now.
is-
You like Bowser.
Okay, first off, Bowser from Mario does not have a tail that resembles a Stegosaurus. All right, Mally. Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there. Yes, it does
It
have
might not
a
be as
shell,
long, but he has a tail.
but the Stegosaurus does not have a shell a la a turtle. It has planks like giant shields on the back that looks fucking awesome. Just saying. Stegosaurus is god tier. All right. Listen, and the question for you, normal men, what is the best dinosaur? Yes, we're going there. Sorry, Blabs. look
Okay,
at you.
I found listen. I'm really Googling my dinosaur that I was talking about, but I can't remember. It starts with an H. It honestly reminds me of the word homo. Can't find it. What? Oh well. I found an image of it, but there's no name on it. It's just a fucking TikTok video.
The dinosaur you like reminds you of Homo?
The word homo. There's like HOMO in it, but I can't remember the rest of it because it's obviously really long. All these dinosaurs have fucking long names. I swear the word homo's in it. I'm looking. Hang on, please hold.
Homo sapien?
It'd be so much easier if I
Homogeneous?
just booted up my Jurassic World evolution game.
Okay.
Someone said the Sinclair Dino's their favorite. That's great.
All right.
All right, let's
This
see.
this is why people come to the show, Blabs, for
Yeah.
intense dinosaur talk.
All right, I'm on Jurassic. I found it. I knew it had the word homo in it. Okay, hang on.
You hear how excited she was for that? I knew it had the word homo in it.
There, these guys are really cute. They're super duper small. Homo. There you go.
That's great.
They're funny.
Is it, Mally? Is it? Do you know who would eat the shit out of that? A triceratops. They don't even eat meat. They're herbivores, and they would still fuck that little baby dino up. It's crazy. Anyways.
Oh, there's more DLC I need to get in this game. Clearly.
All right. Blabs is out. Okay, here we go. Can't do this anymore without.
Wow.
I'm scrolling through the DLC of Jurassic World Evolution. Listen, I'm talking about video games.
Ian says, quick, get a dinosaur and put it in a taco. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate
Dino
that.
meat taco. That's wild.
Tamamo says, aren't gators dubbed Floridian swamp cats? Just something I've heard as an outsider. I love cats. Tamamo, I don't think that's right, but maybe they're wrong. Tittipig Rancher says, alligators aren't dinosaurs, neither are birds. See, there you go. Tittipig Rancher knows.
Yeah,
Agree
but
to
like they were
disagree.
like descendants.
Oh, the Tittipig Rancher knows some dinos right here. It says, the stegosaurus spikes are called the thagomizer. All right, let's go. Winterfell says, remember the dinosaur show from the 90s? They all froze to death in the finale. It was a show for kids, not the mama. That's right. That's right. That was a pretty dramatic series finale right there. Dirtus King says, the Acria, I don't even say that, is the coolest dinosaur, and it has a pet-sized murder parrot. What? Companion murder parrot? Sounds awesome. Also, the spikes at the end of the Stegosaurus tail is called the Thagomizer. How come I don't know this?
This is like common knowledge, apparently.
Yes. And like, I love that this has spurred wonderful conversation here. This is great. The best dinosaur is Earl Sneed Sinclair. There you go. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Gorb says the only dinosaur better than a Stegosaurus is Snarl, the robot Stegosaurus. That's pretty good, Gorbs. Here's the thing. We have a new segment, which I was working on prior to the show today, working on an intro. I now know that I need to add dinosaurs to the intro of this segment. And I'm writing this down right now as a reminder to me. Add dinosaurs. And I like anytime I have to put in my notes, add dinosaurs. It's a good thing. Just saying.
It's going to be a good intro then.
Yeah, it is. Tomak came in and says, we all know Metal Gear Rex is the best dinosaur. Thank you so much.
I want to play
Tomak.
Jurassic World now.
Of course you do. Anything for that. I like bacon, says Mally. Reactions to the dinosaur discussion is pure gold. $10 for the Montez. Thank you so much. I like bacon. And RMS came in and says, I'm like Sterling Archer in terms of crocodiles and alligators. I'm not afraid of a lot, but those things haven't evolved over past their calories intake. Also, Mally Mouse. Yes, I'm sticking to my air. Thoughts on the Land Before Time short coming soon? Is there a Land Before Time short coming soon, Mally? Do you know anything about this?
It's coming back?
Yeah, I gotta look it up. I feel like I remember hearing something about that, but I didn't look into it. I'll look it up right now.
Okay, sounds good. Kai says alligators are called swamp puppies, not swamp cats. Also, look up the dinosaur with 500 teeth. No, Kai, I like dinosaurs right now. I don't want to go into nightmare fuel. Ericaya says best dinosaur is Grimlock.
Okay, but no, we have to look it up because of the name. Oh yes, this got me into a little bit of a trouble one day.
Go ahead, Blabs. I'm sorry. What is that called?
The Nigersaurus. Yeah, he's got 500 teeth.
Okay.
There's a lot of memes on Twitter of me going, do I say the word?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Blabs. All right. And Dan says that saltwater alligators or crocodiles can live to over 100 years old. I heard about the World War II story of Battle Ramree Island, where hundreds of Japanese soldiers were eaten by crocodiles in the swamps. Oh, my God.
See what I'm saying? Scary.
Honey Badger says, what the F are you going on about? Dinosaurs, damn it. We're talking dinosaurs. All right. Look, this is obviously a very intense conversation. And Mally, I know that you're pondering your inclusion on the show today. So we'll go and move on. But obviously, I would love to hear your thoughts on the best dinosaur in the chat. That is today's question for you, normal men. What is the best dinosaur? And how quickly would it eat Blabs?
Ah.
All right.
Why'd you have to make it dark?
Steven says, all of you are wrong. The best dinosaur is Godzilla. Hail to the king, baby. There we go. Thanks, Steven. Appreciate that. All right. We do have in addition to a noticeable death today with Morris the alligator, we have a noticeable birthday today, Mally. Did you know that today's George Lucas's 81st birthday?
Wow.
He's super duper
Too many
rich.
more years.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here's the thing. And as a guy who's seen all the Star Wars exactly one time, do people who are Star Wars fans look at George Lucas in a positive light, or do they look at him as a negative light because he sold the franchise for $4 billion, ultimately tarnishing his life's work?
I can answer this one.
Yeah, go ahead, Blabs.
So overall, I would say it's good because not only did he do Star Wars, he did a bunch of other films too. So obviously Indiana Jones. There's that American, what was it called? That weird ass one where everyone just drives around in cars and it's like the story of the stick. What?
American Gigolo?
No. I get the other name of it. Damn it. Anyway, but yeah, no, it for the most part, yes. Like, listen, he did sell it to Disney. Now we are in the state that we are because of that. Yeah, the American Graffiti. Thank you very much. That's the movie. Obviously, it was very, very pivotal. He impacted cinema in like the greatest way possible. So, like Star Wars broke records. We got John Williams music too. Overall, he tested the boundaries of CGI and everything, right, in storytelling, and he wanted to tell the prequels earlier than he could. Technology wasn't there to make the movies, right? So yeah, overall, he did a lot for pop culture, if you will. So I would say overwhelmingly positive. However, everybody's flawed, so there are some negative things to him too. Yeah.
Thank you, Blabs, for that.
I'm a George Lucas fanboy sometimes.
Yeah, I can tell. Mally, do you have any thoughts on George Lucas at all and the contributions he's made to society and pop culture?
Yeah, I mean, I like what he's created. I feel like it's a little bit of both the negative and the positive on, him selling, because I see people in the chat being like, oh, he's a sellout. Okay, well, with that kind of money at that time in your life, maybe you would be too. We don't know everything that he was going through. So, like, I'm not going to go judging the guy for having created something and then profiting off of it by selling it. He can't be the king of it forever. That would be a little gatekeepy and people would start to think that. So there's got to be a balance. I feel like he didn't know what Disney was going to do with it. I've seen several people in the chat say this and I agree with it. It's just Disney lied. Disney lied. They made promises they didn't keep, and they made him think that it was going to be something else. And so if anybody has a problem with George Lucas, then they have a problem with the movies he created. But if not, then you only have a problem with Disney, and everybody is on the same page about that. I'm not upset with George Lucas. I understand that he sold. That's business. And it's unfortunate that Disney misled him, because that was his life's work, and it has gone down, without a doubt.
And he also sold Star Wars to spend more time with family, because he had small kids.
So there you go. Another very valid reason.
Yeah. The idea of people selling out, I understand why people would be initially be upset about it, but unless Disney was like, hey, by the way, we're going to pull down our pants and just shit all over your life's work and make everybody hate it for the next decade, I don't think he would have done it, if they were upfront about it. So,
I agree.
That's just my take on it.
I'm pretty sure, was it Anna, that Star Wars girl, did a live stream about it once, where she was talking about, was it Bob Iger or whatever it was, who was a CEO at the time of the signing, had literally straight up lied to Lucas, and it was in that book or whatever that she was talking about. So, yeah. Liar.
Zinnick says the fans had issues with him before he sold it. Look up the movie The People versus George Lucas.
Wow.
Okay. Thanks, Zinnick. Cole says, fun story. Friend of mine did Disney Lucas Vineyard stuff. George actually helped her set up a wine tasting, but she had no idea who he was until actual Lucas rep showed up 30 minutes late. That's cool. Thanks, Cole. Appreciate the story. It's nice.
Okay, so
Max?
The People vs. George Lucas is a 2010 documentary comedy film directed by Swiss director Alexander Philippe. It explores the issues of filmmaking and fanaticism pertaining to the Star Wars franchise and George Lucas.
Okay. People love themselves some Star Wars, man. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. A mercenary says, I know a guy who actually has a problem with George Lucas and his version of Star Wars and thinks Disney did a better job and will fight you over it. All right.
Well, that's just retarded.
Nice. We'll fight you over it. Max says, Blabs gets excited, draws her Jeff Goldblum out.
Life finds a way.
Was that a Jeff Goldblum impression?
No, that's just me. I can't be Jeff Goldblum.
Okay. Dan says, happy birthday to George Lucas. I've heard since he sold his Lucasfilm, Disney is enjoying his retirement. I didn't know he was doing some stuff, including episodes of Game of Thrones. Is that true? Is George Lucas doing stuff with Game of Thrones?
I have never heard of that. Let me look.
Rary says, even though I can't forgive George and Disney for ending Monkey Island franchise and how the EA games ruined Battlefront series and rushing Unleashed 2 because the buyout was nearing at the time. Well, everyone's got their reasons, Rary. Thank you very much. Abdulio came in with the 12, says George Lucas slowly tarnished himself, starting with the special editions of the original trilogy, erasing the hard work of his crew for CGI and making difficult to find the originals, and just kept it going. Although despite all of that, still better than Disney. Thanks, Abdulio. Appreciate that, man. Armis says, I have very fond memories of watching George Lucas films with my grandfather when I was young. Star Wars would be the brand it was today without him, or I guess wouldn't be, despite his decisions. Also, hey, Blabs and Craig. Montez, hashtag I stand with Foxu. Thanks, Armis. Appreciate that. Dr. Daisuke says, George is one big fart away from dying. Give the man a rest.
Yeah, we'll let him chill in peace. And so to answer your question about the Game of Thrones stuff, supposedly he was on set for the premiere and of the final season. Lucas was present on set when filming a scene with Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen, whatever her name was, and he offered some advice to the actors. I can't say that chick. Danny, that's her.
Okay.
The end.
But I mean, it's not like he was involved then. He was just happened
Doesn't
to be
seem
there.
like it. I guess he was just on set giving some like pointers.
Just hanging out, getting a sandwich at craft services, and he's like, "Hey, she should probably turn to her left instead." Like,
Yeah,
all
right?
George Lucas involved. Emperor Creatine says, "In my opinion, the people who hate the prequels are people who thought they'd get the same experience at 35 watching Star Wars that they did at 12. Star Wars is what happens when you let Trekkies write Star Wars." Interesting. Thanks, Emperor Creatine. Jay says, "Craig, if you want to dig into Blabs so more about dinosaurs, then ask Rock about the ancestry of crocs and gators compared to other animals." Thanks, Jay. Maybe another show. I think Blabs is dinosaured out at this point. And Salon came in and says, Plesiosaurus, also a bunch of archaeologists getting their credentials revoked. Also, because Blabs, hashtag fire Blabs. There you go. Thanks so much, Salon. Hey, Mally, good news. We hit our Montez goal already, which is outstanding. Picking on between 1 and 15. We have a lot of Montezes.
Wow. Okay. Let's go with. Are they all the same numbers? Because I went with 9 last time.
They are, yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go with 14 this time.
All right, 14.
Bitch!
Classic.
The ending was the best.
It's awesome. Hey, great stuff. We do have more Montez on the way. Fluffy Pro has been hard at work. Several new Montezes, and we're getting him over to Phoenix because, like I said, we have a technical test we're doing coming up on Monday next week. You guys can be involved. We're going to be changing the show up a little bit, making it. You'll see. It's going to be great. All right. Let's go and move on. Once again, we appreciate y'all's support today. We're going to read every single Super Chat, Direct Donation, Rumble, Rant. We appreciate you guys popping in and letting us know your thoughts on all these stories here. And we do have another Montez goal up and rolling right here. So maybe we can hit 2 today. Mally, did you see the Super Mario Brothers movie when it came out?
I did.
What'd you think?
I thought it was great. I liked it.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. It was a fun watch. Yeah. And they immediately announced a sequel. Did you see what the sequel is going to be called?
I did not actually, or I don't remember.
Kind of fitting. It was kind of spoiled yesterday that the sequel to the Mario movie is going to be called Super Mario World, which makes sense, because hey, Super Mario World was obviously I think it's one of the best games ever made for the Super Nintendo. Awesome stuff. Blab still has yet to play it, which I'm sure you're going to love.
Super Mario World?
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Have we played it yet?
No, we have not played it yet, Blabs. For season 2 of Blabs versus exclusively over on Side Scrollers Plus, by the way. All right. So, anyways, just a fun little quick hit right there for the Mario movie called Super Mario World. Hey, I have a look that makes sense, but this does not make sense at all. We talked about horrible things to do in putting your body in the terms of food, right, Blabs? We talked about the
leave my cucumber out of this. Its cucumbers are tasty and they're nutritious. What? Get your mind out of the gutter.
What?
I don't know. What are you guys thinking about? Why you guys give me the side eye?
I was laughing because Craig brought his prop back onto screen and then had to bring it down.
So what is Craig laughing about?
Yeah.
I was laughing at Mally because Mally was over here laughing.
Oh, okay. So we're just a bunch of jackasses standing in a circle then. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, look.
I point at it. I go, ha ha.
One thing that you should not ever do, is what I'm about to show you. As KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, I think it's just called KFC now, is making a new ice cream flavor in the form of gravy. Gravy ice cream.
That's nasty, dude.
Oh my gosh. I gotta be honest.
Would you try it?
What? No, hell no, I wouldn't try it. Listen, how about KFC's iconic gravy? Is KFC's gravy even close to iconic? I don't even think people think about KFC's gravy when they think of KFC.
Don't they just think of like a giant bucket of chicken wings? Like that's what everyone thinks of KFC, not their gravy.
I don't even think their gravy's that good.
I don't know. I've never had it.
It's brown
I
gravy.
like the mashed potatoes and gravy, but
yeah, it's fine.
I don't know that I would use the word iconic.
Right. Like
everything's iconic now. Everyone's trying to bring that word back. Like it's so iconic. It's giving iconic.
It is. Yeah.
Well, the CEO of this gelato company, Hackney Gelato, says we're no strangers to pushing boundaries of flavor, but gravy, this is the first for a Hackney Gelato. When KFC asked us if we do this, it took some convincing of Enrico and our chefs, but as ever, they stepped up and delivered. We can't wait for fans to try this intriguing and savory delight. And there it is. The packaging is on point, by the way, but 339 likes. It's not exactly going crazy. One tub will cost $7.31. That's interesting. Blabs?
I will not be going to KFC.
If I buy this for you, will you eat it on camera?
I will try a little teaspoon.
Okay. Writing it down.
I feel like I'm gonna need to have like stomach medication near me just in case I
No, you just
run to the bathroom after that. The gravy ice cream.
Just saying, I think this sounds like could be good. Maybe you put the gravy ice cream on your mashed potatoes.
I have standards. If I'm gonna try this stupid ass gravy ice cream, we're going to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, I'll take you to Buc-ee's if you try the gravy ice cream.
Fine, but just like a teaspoon. Otherwise, I might actually get sick.
No, you're not gonna get sick from eating the gravy ice cream.
Huh?
No, you just won't like the flavor.
No. If it's like really bad, like ice cream, I actually will get sick from it. True story. Needs to be like natural stuff, or else like my body can't handle it. Toxic.
Okay. All right. You are toxic, Blabs.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Hey, give it up for Math. Hey, thanks so much for becoming a brand new member over here on YouTube.
Math.
Let's go, everyone. Hey,
the whole topic of math.
You plus us equals membership. Let's go. All right. Prairie came back, says off topic. There's a lot of Gen Alpha kids named Khaleesi after the character Daenerys from the Game of Thrones. Okay. Okay. Yes. It's strange, but then again, there's a kid named Dovahkiin after the player name. Yes.
That is true. There's been like a huge surge of Game of Thrones names, Skyrim, Harry Potter, even like some Doctor Who ones, Rose and stuff like that. Amy. Yeah.
Hey, Mozambique Enjoyer knows what's going on. He's right. KFC fell off when they got rid of the potato wedges. Bullshit move right there. Mozambique Enjoyer. Thank you very much. Rary came back, says, oh, great gravy ice cream. Now I can add it to my bowl of ketchup ice cream, mustard ice cream. Oh, God. And relish ice cream from Heinz. I want to barf. I haven't heard of any of those. And Rary, I regret reading that super chat. Thank you for that. Okay. I'll tell you what, Blabs, if I can move on from the gravy ice cream story, I will as fast as possible. Hey, Mally, you stream a lot on Rumble, right?
Yeah.
Have you given any thought to streaming over on Kick at all?
It scares me.
Kick scares you?
Yeah, the same way Twitch scares me. It's just weird people.
Well, we are live over on Kick. We don't stream. We stream there every day, and we'd like to say hello to everybody over on Kick right now. There are looking at stream right now. We are hosted by 3 people. Two of them.
I'm one of them, so it's really 2.
Yes, Blabs is one of them right there. So we will not be raking in the money that Aiden Ross does. But Aiden Ross streamed over on Kick this past month, and he showed off his dashboard. Now, he says there's been a lot of talk about this dude and whether he bots or not, right? Because he is streaming at this time to 53,000 people, right? Okay. But his chat moves at the slower than our chat does, right? Okay. But he showed off how much money he made streaming on Kick 16 times last month. Okay, now I always like to play the Price is Right game. Mally, The Price is Right game for how much money Aiden Ross made streaming 16 times on Kick in the past 31 days. How much do you think it was?
I know I'm gonna be wrong, and it pisses me off because he has like you said, that was a current live stream, the 50,000, 53,000, whatever. That's like right now?
What he was at. He said he was
Oh,
streaming.
that's what he was at.
Yes.
So yeah, with those numbers, I feel like I'm still overshooting it, but I'm gonna guess like $500,000, like 500,000.
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you answered because Aiden Ross, with those numbers, you can see right here, he pulls up his dashboard and he shows in real time to everybody that he generated, get to it. This is just this month, $136,000 over 6 streams. He made $493,000, making on average for his stream, like this stream made him $40,000.
That's sick, dude.
So
I hate that I was actually close.
So it makes me ask a legit question. Are we missing the fuck out by not going to Kick and streaming over there and like doing stream exclusives, like things over on Kick? Like we stream over there for a month or two and we could fund the entire fucking company. like I'm just saying, it's crazy. So yeah, and oh wow, this is interesting because Ian over on Kick just gifted 25 memberships over on Kick.
Wow.
You silly Billy over there. Wow, that's stupid. Ian, thank you very much.
I really like some of these usernames. So besides I got a membership, there's one username called Hassan is a stupid dumbass.
There we go.
Like that.
For Dookie Burns and Big P John and A1 Plug and Blabbering Collector. What a
Shout
name.
out. What a dumbass name
Hey,
that one is.
Math also got one. Let's go.
Hell
Give it up for
yeah.
Math. That's great to see. That's excellent. When Celluloid Dreamer right there. Nice. So Ian, thanks for that, man. That's incredibly generous. It's always nice to show a little love to our friends over on Kick. We genuinely appreciate that, Ian. That is spectacular. So anyways, maybe we'll do some like gameplay stuff over on Kick someday because, hey, fucking A, $500,000. Just saying, throwing it out there. That's spectacular. You appreciate that. Marius says, someone at KFC forgot the gravy in the freezer, and now they're getting gravy ice cream.
That's what happened.
Yeah, you gotta wonder how they thought of that. They're like, what can we do to surpass people's expectations? Gravy flavored ice cream. Like, mental math, Math!
Yes. All right. Tenarian says, with the 10, says, Blabs should have been born in the late 70s to mid 80s. Entertainment back in our childhood was all about dinosaurs. She looks
I watched The Land Before Time. I have them all on VHS once upon a time.
So she looks made for 80s fashion. She already has the thick hair for it. Best of all, she'd be better at retro games. You're right, Tenarian.
That's true.
That's right. Okay. I always like to we have a giant run sheet on a day-to-day basis. I like to show you guys the run sheet, things that are coming up on this run sheet, right? This is how our show goes on a day-to-day basis. Things that we have here. These are all the things we're going to talk about today. Look at this giant fucking run sheet right here. So much going on this run sheet. One thing here, though, right here. Don't click on this until live. Now, this says the Blabs. I'll let you say this.
Oh, that's the Clit Flip 3000. That's what I named it.
How about you pull it up so
Okay.
I don't accidentally see it, Blabs, because I have not seen this. So I'm very excited to see what
You're gonna like it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna love this.
Oh, I will. I'm going to love this.
Oh no, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Zoom in for you guys.
Well, Blabs, you go ahead and pull it up, and I will pull mine down, and you can kind of share everybody what's going on. Why don't you make that a little bigger for me?
That's as big as it's gonna get. It's Instagram video, so otherwise, it's kind of like cut off right there. Okay, you ready?
Yep. Hold on, pause.
That was so close. Oh no.
I know exactly what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, okay. Do the like AFV thing. What do you think's gonna happen?
She's gonna ollie. It's gonna land right between her legs, and it's going to be wedged in her vagina.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh wow.
They will just leave it like right there. Boom.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
I thought you'd dig that. I thought the chat would too.
I do appreciate that. Yes. And I'll say this: when I did see the title, the Clit Flip 3000, that is not where my mind initially went. I just
that's why I want to bamboozle you. I'm like, I'll just make it a nice title. He'll have no idea what's going on. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I liked playing it up like it was a lot worse than it was, making you nervous.
I thought to myself, is this available to be shown on YouTube? And it turns out it is available to be shown on YouTube, which is great. So thank you for that.
I love that.
Right in the transmission.
It's good. It's
Factory reset. Oh my god.
It's great. All right. I have a video which I'm very excited to hear your thoughts on, Mally. And then we're going to get into some of this theme park stuff because we do have an entire page of popcorn bucket. But I feel like we've been hitting a lot of quick hits here, but that's fun. We're having a good time. I'm loving this. Bad News Badger says gravy flavored ice cream as popular as bacon flavored toothpaste. No, thank you for that.
Wait, that exists? Bacon flavored toothpaste? Ew.
I was about to go buy it right now.
Ew.
Game Hunter came back, says Blabs makes you want to play Jurassic Park.
Join me.
Stephen Miller says Blabs, without bias, who would win in a magic battle, Dumbledore or Gandalf?
I honestly can't answer that correctly because I've never read the Lord of the Rings books to get the complete source material of Gandalf, so I can't answer.
So it's funny, Stephen, that you bring this up because this is actually some of the things that we talk about improving the show and doing stuff like this. We actually talked about adding some sort of like battle system to the show and like having arguments like this and letting you guys decide. So this is a good discussion. Thanks, Stephen. Appreciate that. Mercenary says, I'll send you guys DA's page, his ranking of the Star Wars films. He put The Last Jedi is the best movie ever with Skywalker being second. That bad take.
Oh, we don't need that. Thank you, though.
Bodice came in and says, hey, bada bing! What's the matter with you, Blabs? Nancy Drew, terrible, just like the carrots and cucumbers on a taco. We keep things Tex-Mex here because we's American. Lasagna soup. Arrivederci, mi amicis. There you go. Thank you so much, Modest.
Brain damage.
Mr. Melancholy says, Star Wars died the day the House of Rodents got in. I still remember being devastated hearing it sold it in my computer tech class in high school. F Disney. Thank you, Mr. Melancholy. Titterpig Rancher says, Thagomizer comes from a comic called The Far Side, written by Gary Larson. But I know The Far Side is a great comic, but was later made official because paleontology is the funniest science. All right, nice.
That's great.
That is awesome. It is awesome. Mercenary says 500 teeth dinosaurs basically prehistoric flavor Philly now. Thank you for that, Mercenary. Definitely not a gator. Says, did y'all see Savvy getting a drink brand to drop someone when she asked a new flavor was mayo, insert racial slur? Yeah, we'll get to that a little bit later on. Mally isn't really in on all the VTuber stuff, so once Mally rolls out today, we'll get into some of the VTuber stuff. We are going to go extra long today, guys. So we have a giant run sheet. We're just going to go. Usually we go a couple hours. So if you guys enjoy it, you guys got us for a little bit longer. Let's hit another Montez goal. Let's keep on growing. Hit the thumbs up button. We appreciate y'all's support. All right. I saw this video. Oh, there's Rary. He says Dumbledore versus Gandalf. It's time for a death battle. Get Ben and Chad here now. No, I will not. All right. I saw this video, Mally, and we're going to watch a couple minutes of this, but you are engaged or married now? Engaged? Okay. This is a man celebrating his birthday. He is a firefighter. I don't know if you saw this video being passed around, but he is a firefighter in New Jersey, apparently. And this was at his birthday party. And that's the only context I want to give you here. Okay?
Okay.
Even though it's my birthday, get her a little something, right? Well, happy life bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You got something for me. It's funny, last time I did this,
I was wearing this same shirt and my Uncle Sonny's cufflinks. Pretty ironic.
I did.
Now, did you hear the guy say, make sure you get this whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see what he grabbed? He had a ring box.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And this is his wife.
Okay. Already his wife.
Yes, this is his wife.
Okay. She's yanking that thing off.
And it's alluded to that he says, I'm giving her something. Okay. So he's asking for the ring because he has a ring box.
Just this one. It's pretty. Was beautiful. Pretty good for a fire, right? At that time, but yeah. Yeah, I fucking know everything. That's right, bitch. I know everything. I had to see his skinny little pill thing. I wasn't in. What? I know about all the Plan B pills you had to take, you filthy fucking cunt. Oh no! I fucking know, bitch. That's right. I fucking know everything. Don't act like you don't fucking know. I fucking hate you. I never hated in my life, but I fucking hate you. I hate you what you did to me, the betrayal. I hate you what you did to my children. You know exactly who it was. Bitch, don't make me fucking sorry about it. I know everything. I don't know everything. Uncle Daddy.
So.
Okay. Multiple thoughts. The fact that video is 4 minutes long. The fact that the lights in the background are clearly synced to the sound. So every time he goes to scream something out, or the lights just start flashing, it just adds a whole level to it. The fact that she was excited. She had no fucking clue, man. That was so good. Oh, deserved. Fully and wholeheartedly deserved. I love shit like that. Good for them. Embarrass the fuck out of them. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Don't fucking cheat on people. It's not hard. You deserve that, bitch. Everything that's coming to you. Oh my gosh. That is sweet, sweet revenge.
Blabs?
I mean, like, I feel like there's a joke here. And that, like,
no, there's no joke at all.
It's serious?
Yes, it's serious.
I thought he was just being like a douchebag and like making this whole story up, like, oh, she cheated on me, and then he turns to the audience like, surprise, or something.
No, I don't think.
So smart for getting that ring back.
Yes.
That was the pivotal moment. Is I gotta get this before she loses her shit, or I'm never getting it again. Smart man.
Deserved then.
So you can tell actually right here, like you can tell that he's been thinking about this for a long time, and. He turned his birthday party actually into a divorce party. It literally became a divorce party afterward.
Holy shit!
So but watch this right here, because you can tell by the way
I was kind of like, why is he attacking her? Oh, okay.
Yes, it's like the kiss of death, right? And you can kind of see after he kisses her, you can almost tell by his demeanor and the breath that he takes. He's like, it's fucking go time right here. Watch this just one more time. Watch the kiss and just the breath. He's about to let it all out.
Craig really dissected this.
Watch, like, look at that. Like that alone, he's like,
that breath,
fuck.
that laugh of like,
Yes.
I'm about to destroy you. Yeah.
Yes. And when you hear him, what he's saying is it's not about him. It's about his, like, he's like, fuck you for what you did to my children, you know, to our children, like putting our children through this and calling her ass out. So yes, that escalated quickly. And it was brutal, but she got called out in front of her friends, her family. I'm sure he invited everybody there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy,
because that's like one of the, I think, most upsetting things for people. And I mean, I was cheated on when I was a teenager, so I get it. Like, that's the most upsetting things for people who go through that. The victim of it is like, no one ever knows, right? So no one ever knows how bad of a person they are, what they really did. And that's deserved. I'm glad that all of her friends and family know. Now they will all talk about it. And it deserves to be talked about. If you don't want your bad behavior talked about, don't behave badly.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah. It's crazy. I saw that and I was like, it goes back to like, yes, he was out of line, but he's right. Like just getting everybody together and calling her on the nonsense was shocking to say the least. And I can
My
only
only
imagine.
thing is to see is the kids are gonna grow up one day and they're gonna see this video, and that's gonna be awful though.
What a life lesson, huh?
Yeah.
What a life lesson.
Yeah.
You know, hey.
Yeah, I feel like the whole he was out of line, but he's right. It's like, yeah, you stop being upset about how out of line they were, the worse the problem was. And her cheating and just moving on, like lying to him, thinking that she got away with it. Yeah, I think that that's deserving of a public embarrassment.
Yes, I agree. And good, like, was that hard to watch? Yes. Was it deserving? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, 1000%. So,
yeah. Sometimes the truth hurts.
Yep. Okay. We have a story from Disney World here, Mally, which I'm sorry, this is Disneyland, but
oh goodness gracious. Those are across the country. Let's know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but they kind of look the same when you go in them. I understand the difference between the two. I understand the difference. I get it, right?
Oh,
but
no, you pissed her off.
This is a Disneyland, you heathen. I'm the one. This is my topic.
Disneyland. Let's just be real. Can I tell you about my first time going to Disneyland?
No, because the reason that that these are different is because Disneyland is the one having the celebration right now, not Disney World. It's literally the 70th anniversary of this park, not that one. That one was opened in like 20 years later.
I lost interest in celebrating what Disney's.
But we know you turned off your brain.
Well, let me just say this. I turned off my brain when I went to Disneyland.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mally.
I did. I turned off my brain when I went to Disneyland because I went down the main street and I thought that's it? Because I expected the castle to be much bigger, right?
Did you really in little freaking LA in 1955? You expected that castle to be bigger? Well, that's unfortunate. You clearly have a misconstrued perspective of size.
Well, yes, because I've been to Disney World before.
Where they have all the space!
Yes, it's spectacular.
Look,
it truly is.
Listen. I was not prepared to have the size doesn't matter debate today, but I will throw down.
Okay, sounds good. Disneyland. Let's see how pissed off we can make Mally. Disneyland is a rinky-dink crackerjack park compared to Disney World.
Craig, we're gonna have beef.
We need like a fighting thing.
You don't even know.
I do, because I've been to both. And
then you must know that Disney World's food is shit and their character interactions are also pissy.
That's fine. I'm speaking strictly from whatever. It doesn't even matter. What does matter, though, is apparently there are some issues with some new designs going on at Disneyland, which I wanted to get your thoughts on. So what are we looking at here, first and foremost?
Okay, so Disneyland in California is celebrating the 70th anniversary of Disneyland the park because they opened in 1955, July 17, 1955. And so 70 years ago, the park opened, right? And so this is in the Esplanade, which is the part between the parks. Is a little just decoration that they have for the 70th anniversary. And these are he's zoomed in right now. He's extremely zoomed in to the details of this display in the middle. And all of the little points are supposed to represent the different points of the park and the different icons. And if anybody looks at that, they know that's the partner statue. That's the statue that sits in the middle of the park, and it has since it was open, of Walt holding Mickey's hand. That's a very iconic thing. Everyone shows it. Well, the beef about this is that lefties, and we all know it's the locals to LA, because this was up for literally less than 24 hours after people pointed out the issue. It says it in the caption of this video. It was up for a couple of days. So we know it was the loony lefty liberal locals of LA that had a problem with this. Anyways, this is the before, and then the other one is the after. So this is what it originally looked like, and this is what it looks like now. And basically they were mad because this tiny piece of metal, I'm like not kidding, it's probably like the size of my hand, like it's tiny. It's a little like wind thing. At the top of a giant display, somewhat kind of sort of resembled Donald Trump because of the hairpiece. And they were mad because he's pointing with one finger and not two. So Disney, within literal days, went out of their way to go and make sure this bore a more striking resemblance to Walt. And that was the big issue.
The fact that Disney was so quick to turn this around too, like really says a lot about them. So
Well, yeah, no, I have a video coming out about that soon, but I find it so funny that a tiny, I'm losing my shit about this, because tiny piece of metal on top of a display that does nothing outside of the park, they managed to change that in days. But they can't do anything about the fact that people are livid about Muppet Courtyard and Disney World. People are livid about them getting rid of the Rivers of America in favor of a stupid Cars attraction. I mean, people have been complaining about the reservation system, about all of the pricings, everything. Oh, but this metal sign, that's the one that gets the attention. Yeah.
So hold on. I want to put this in perspective, right? This is super zoomed in. This is how you see it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
and the walls are down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like way the fuck out of nowhere. Like, and the only way you could potentially even think about it is if you zoom in.
Yeah.
And people are freaking out that it even has the, like, I don't think anybody, you have to be really deranged to look at that and be like, that looks like Donald Trump.
100%. They have reached a new level of manic.
Look at this. Walt has arrived.
That sent me. I was like, what the? Really? Really?
Unreal. Yes. Oh, yes. Trivia tidbits. That's silly. There we go.
Yeah, I reposted that one. That one's funny.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy. So, yes, the tiniest little piece of hair right here. Orange man bad. You said, go ahead, Mal. You can read that in your voice.
Yeah. For the record, Walt was patriotic as fuck, so he likely would have liked Donald Trump if he was alive today, but that's not something that any of the liberal Disney adults are ready to talk about yet.
That's right. So just another day in Disney here, huh, Mally?
I'm so glad that I only have one more trip. I'm going next week because this Friday is the official launch of the 70th anniversary, and so they're doing all kinds of like new parades and things and merchandise, and I'm gonna go collect some of it. They're doing some retro merchandise, so they're actually throwing it all the way back to the 1950s. Like they're selling copies of the paper hats and stuff, and it's like it's cute because it's not just new Pride shit. And they actually just did a 4th of July collaboration with Old Navy, so it looks like they actually do remember that America is the country that they are mainly in. But yeah, I'm so ready to be done.
Okay. Well, maybe when you're walking around Disneyland, maybe the plus size park hoppers will be joining you in there. Now they're primarily based in Florida, but they've been out and about. And I don't know. I mean, we always love the Disney adults, and here they are, the plus size park hoppers going crazy. Let's check out their latest work. We're gonna go turn this down a little bit here, but
okay, that one looks like pretty Fazbear, and that one looks like a minion. So,
is that what they're doing here? Are they cosplaying as the?
I think they're Disney bounding. Yeah.
Okay. So what
They
they're
look
doing,
like they smell really bad.
Oh, they're trying to dress like the Muppets. That's what they're trying to do.
Oh, okay, Miss Piggy. Oh, okay, I see it now. Okay.
She's Porky.
Right. Like the irony of all this is just pretty amazing. You know, Kongman, who's been on the show many, many times, is a genuine question. If they step so many days walking around Disney, how is it that they're still fat?
I've been asking myself that too, especially if they main in Florida. And you want to know what's funny? Because I frequent the California park. I know it's not a ton of the obese people. All the obese people in the California one are too lazy to walk. They're on scooters. All the people you see walking around at Disney are, within relative fitness, or that word has been stretched nowadays, but still, they're not that. The fact that people who look like that, who are morbidly obese, and that is the definition of that, the fact that they are in Florida, the bigger park with far more walking space, is astonishing. But you know that they eat twice their weight in the food there, the severely unhealthy park food. It's not like any amount of walking is going to fix that.
Part of me is like, hey, they're just having a good time. And then the other part of me is like, get a fucking job. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being just good old stick in the mud. Maybe that's what I am, a big old stick in the mud. Or maybe I'm just an adult with responsibilities and things like that, and not stuck in Arrested Development. But Hey, they're doing pretty good for themselves. 113,000 followers for themselves over on Instagram here. Blabs, you posted this. Look at those wonderful adventures.
Yikes.
Such a good time.
They
I'm
look
sorry,
like they
that
smell.
pisses me off. That pisses me off. Size inclusive Disney tips.
Mhm.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys for making a temporary aspect of your humanity an entire facet of your personality. Fuck you guys for making your fatness or your weight in general seem like it has to be a factor in how you go to theme parks. Like, no, you have complete control over your weight. Don't act like that's the theme park's fault or anybody else's fault besides you and your big mouth. Okay?
No way! You have to see this. I found their link trees right there in the description. I found their link tree. They're on Cameo, so they think they're big enough for fucking Cameo. But the best thing is if you scroll all the way down, Gold Mobility Scooters.
Oh no!
Scooter rental near Disney World theme parks.
They're getting kickbacks from the scooter companies. Oh my gosh, that's spectacular. Wow.
Love it.
Y'all know that the scooters are like paid rentals, right? Like you don't have to prove anything to get a scooter anywhere. You just walk up and get one. That's bullshit.
Like $75 or whatever at Universal.
Yeah.
They have an affiliate deal with the scooters. That's amazing.
That's wild. Wild.
This is a legit question, Blabs. You posted this over on X, and Eat My Shorts over here says, if one of them decides to lose weight, do they get kicked out of the group?
It's so true. It's like they can't sit with us anymore. They're skinny. They're not part of it, the squad anymore. But they look like they smell so bad, right? Like, ugh.
Yeah. Imagine romanticizing obesity and shitting on people who want to be healthy and live a longer life.
What?
Like, there's this one video on their Instagram account where like they're showing off. Like, I'm just gonna like let it play. I don't even have the sound on. But like, this is not appropriate for Disney. No, nobody wants to see that. Ew.
Steph, bro, what you doing? No thanks, bro. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that, Blabs.
You're welcome. Anytime,
question:
man.
What smells better? Which is better? This portion of the park where they're standing here, the gravy that's dripping out of them, or the KFC gravy ice cream? Which one?
Ew! That's vile.
I'll still take the ice cream.
Oh my gosh! All right. Snooty says, was late to the show. Rumble chat censored is greater than censored tube chat. Side scroll for the win. Thank you so much, Snooty. John says, Mally says size doesn't matter. I'm on team Mally. Anthony says, wow, Craig, way to size queen. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate that. Dirtus King says, cried size queening the theme parks was not on my menu today. I wonder when the Mouse of Spades tattoo will be seen. But I'm a Floridian nationalist, so I support Disney World over Disneyland. There you go, Dirtus King.
You're allowed to be wrong.
Market Reality says, earthquake! Red Bandana Gamer says, now I know why the ground was creaking. Yeah, just relax, y'all. Ridiculous. Jimmy says, I know someone who would rent the Disney scooters so the fatties would have to walk.
That's hilarious.
Dude, I would fucking do that.
Love it. Marius says, well, Gandalf does come back from the dead and Dumbledore does not. So speaking of the
okay, well, that by itself makes Gandalf a winner.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, we see all your super chats, including Tenarian's direct donation says, if I was cheated on, I wouldn't make a scene. I'd kick her out on her ass and elbows and move on with my life. I'd be annoyed that I wasted precious time on a cheater, but that's all. Unless it happened in my house. Then heads would roll. There you go, Tenarian. Well, you are a nicer guy than me, for sure. Regina came in and says, talking about the firefighter. If you guys missed that, scroll back a little bit and check that out. He says he kissed her like Michael kissed Frito. There you go. That's right, from Godfather. Rary says, I mean, their people would love Henry VIII, the King of England, who killed all his wives and was rotunded. But I bet they would have loved to join the group. Thank you, Rary. Appreciate that.
Probably.
All right, let's keep on moving on. Once again, we got more Disney here. I know. Look, you guys, when Mally's on, we try to Disney-fy things up, and I will continue to let her know that Disney World is better than Disneyland, but that's okay. Mally, somebody said this in the chat. They look like you're about to put your hair back, take off your earrings, and beat my ass. That's what it looked like when I said that.
She's literally wearing hoops. She can be like, hold my hoops.
It's great. I love it. All right. One last thing from Disney here. This guy shows off how much it cost for a day at Disney for a family at 5. Now, this is Disney World. Let's play the Price is Right game. Blabs, have you seen the total cost of this?
I have. I cannot participate.
Okay, Mally, you're a Disney professional. How much for a family of 5 to go to Disney World for one day?
So I hate to tell you, I've already seen this video, and I actually made a reaction video to it because I had so many things to say about it. So I know what the total is.
Okay.
And he is really wrong.
Well, let's see what's going on. Really wrong as far as his price here?
As far as what his choices were.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Here's what a day at Disney cost me for a family of 5. Before we even got into the park, it cost me $30 just for parking. And even being a Florida resident, tickets for a family of 5 with one child under 10 was still $974. Paying for the Lightning Lane was $35 per person and only would have given us speed access to 3 rides. So we opted out of that. Right after our first ride, we bought 2 waters and 3 ice creams. This totaled $29.50. After the second ride, they wanted a pretzel and I wanted a beer. This was another $19. This guy right here wanted a lightsaber for $44.99, but I was a hard no. After that, it was time for lunch, so we went to the Brown Derby where we could sit down for a little bit and order a decent meal. They didn't like the options and the prices were outrageous, so we left and went somewhere else. We each ended up with a small pizza, each had a side and a small drink, totaling $44.30.
I feel like we're going to get hit for copyright with the Frozen music.
Lines, and we also met a few characters along the way. Once we got to Star Wars Land, we had to buy some blue milk for $10.29. It tasted like a slushie with nerds on top. We took a few minutes to meet Kylo Ren.
Your courage will be tested and rewarded.
The kids then snuck away and bought some Star Wars Coca-Cola. This was $6.50.
Jesus
But this
Christ.
guy said it was worth it. After the next ride, we went and had a churro, a water, and a margarita. It had been a long day at this point. That margarita was well needed. This was another $36. And just as I thought the day was finally over, the rest of the family decided they wanted to go to dinner at downtown Disney Springs. This place was my literal hell. It was shoulder to shoulder in every store and restaurant. We ended up at the Formata Cocina for some Mexican food. $30 for carnitas, $19 margarita, $8 corn, $30 carne asada, and then each of the kids with drinks and food were an additional $30 to $40 each.
Okay, so this is where we're at right now.
It's so crazy.
Okay, I think he's about to unveil the price here. So, Mally, you said he's done things wrong at this point. Do you want to get into that, or should we show the price first?
Let's show the price first.
Okay.
Totaling $245.27 for dinner. There was some sticker shock here, and right after that, they all wanted to go shop. Luckily, it was getting late, and we decided to not go into any stores. The grand total for our day was $1,391.91.
Oof. $1,391.91.
For one day.
Yes, for a family of 5 at Disney World. Holy schmucks. Mally, what did he do wrong here? And guide all the normal men who are thinking about going to Disney World.
Man, I mean, I could go from the top and I could go in detail. I'm going to try to keep it as a rough estimate, though. Basically, what this guy did is he went about it in like a very lazy way. And he made a lot of comments that told me he was not paying attention. So he said, well, even though we're Florida residents, we didn't get a discount. No. Even as a California resident, I don't get a discount either. You have to live in a certain zip code. You have to live close enough to the parks for them to consider you a local. Then you get that kind of a discount. Another thing he said is he didn't even mention this, but it was just a facet of it. None of that price includes his travel fees, his hotel, or to get into any of the other parks. Just so we're all clear. Disney Springs is free. It's downtown Disney. You can just walk into it.
Yep.
He only took his family of 5 to one of the 4 parks. He took them to Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
So while like $800 or $900 of that was the tickets, he still spent like $500 or $600 just in the parks fucking around. Analyzing that is where I feel like he mainly went wrong. Parking is going to cost you. Tickets are going to cost you. Yep, that's the investment. The park, bro, you did not need to be spending $30 on pretzels, Coke, and water. Especially getting each and every single one of your 5 spawns their own thing. I'm sorry, but that is simply a waste. They're not going to finish that whole Coke bottle by the time it gets warm and they don't want it anymore. Share a bottle with the family, and when it's done, go buy another one. No one said you had to stick to one bottle, but at least don't go buying 5 things at once. Another thing is his beer and margaritas. I'm glad that you felt you needed those $16 alcohols that you very easily could have gotten at home. Or, god damn, be like everyone else and just sneak something into the park in a water bottle. Like, is it really that bad for you? You know, like if you have to go buying a $12 beer from Disney, did it taste better because of that? There's my take on the food stuff. And as far as them being picky about what they did, his kid was wearing a full suit of armor that won't fit him next year, but he was too stingy to buy a lightsaber. My personal opinion, I would have spent the money on a lightsaber experience because that kid will have that lightsaber forever and remember that, versus a outfit that he won't wear any other time in his life and it won't even fit him in 6 months. So they wasted their money on merch and food that they don't fucking need, and they didn't include any of the actual expenses that most people have to accommodate when they travel to a theme park like that. So I'm glad that he's a Florida, native or local so that he can go, but he spent his money in the worst way possible. So it's no wonder that he spent $1,400 in a single day at a single park with 5 children.
So how do you really feel about his decisions?
Yeah, well, because then that's why people complain that Disney's a lot. And don't get me wrong, I complain Disney's a lot. They upped their annual passes by 30% in the last year alone. That is a huge increase. As somebody who's been going for the last 20 years, I can say it's a huge increase. But if you're going to be the family that goes once every 5 years and say, Disney's so expensive, and then you're going to spend like that, no, I don't feel bad for you. Yeah, Disney's expensive. Get better at it. Don't buy the Lightning Lane. Don't buy the Genie Plus. Watch the wait times so that you can just go around to the rides at the time that they're available. I had someone ask me that recently. Well, don't you ever do Genie Plus? No, fuck no. I have been on a strike since they got rid of Fast Passes. I have never bought Genie Plus or Lightning Lane, and I never will. Because it is a complete waste. Watch the wait times. Move around the park at a pace that's actually, smart and stay ahead of the crowds. You don't have to go on Rise of the Resistance at 3 p.m. when everybody feels like they have to. That's a waste. Like, budget your time. Come on, people. Don't act like it's the park's fault just because you don't know how to spend your time or money. There's my take.
Subscribe to Mally for tips and tricks at Disney.
I've never been one of those let me plan your trip, but I have also been one of the people that's hardcore judging the people that poorly plan their trips, because they're the people that want to strike on Disney and say, oh, you're spending too much money. Well, no, you spend your money on what it's worth. So I don't spend $35 on ears. I buy my ears from China.
So when you say you can sneak in drinks in a water bottle, don't they check at security when you enter the parks? You can actually bring a canteen, a water bottle canteen with you.
Okay. I don't want to get detailed about it, out my own secrets and all, but basically the thing with the security system, and I knew people that did that. I don't drink enough. I don't care about drinking to sneak drinks into the park. Let me be perfectly clear to everyone listening. Well, Melly drink. No, I don't care about alcohol. Spicy Saturdays are my thing. But anyways, the security at Disneyland California particularly is extremely hit and miss. Only in the last year, they actually updated their security system to where you cannot touch your bag again after it's been checked. But up until that, you could just sneak shit into the park because they weren't full security enough. They have very recently updated it. But even now, they are not uniform enough with their protocol with their park security, because there will be one guy that checks you, really, really thoroughly and takes up your time and is almost a little annoying because he roughs up your whole bag kind of thing. And then there will be a guy who's just I trust you. And lets you through. And so it's very, very inconsistent.
The more you know. Look at that.
There you go. All right,
Don't know if it's like that at Disney World. I'm not a Disney World pro.
Well, we know that you won't be spending $1,400 for a family of 5 to go to Disney World anytime soon. That's right. Disney, you should be giving tips for Disney to slender-bodied people instead of fat people like the Disney fat people. So
yeah, I should make a skinny Disney bitches page.
There you go. I like that. Disney
you
skinny
actually
bitches.
Should see what happens. See if Instagram takes you down.
I will.
Okay, while Mally was giving some wonderful tips and tricks about Disney, this has been passed around the internet, and I wanted to. This was just announced. I'm very excited to learn about this. But before we get into some gaming stuff, let's actually hit some of these supers real quick before we get to this topic, and we'll give Mally a chance to bounce because we're about to dig into some of this gaming stuff here. But so I want to start here. Mystic Matt says, by the way, we're going extra long today, guys. We got a shit ton of stuff to talk about, and this just fell in our fucking lap, and this is spectacular. So just hang tight. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Mystic Matt says, love the show as always. Shout out to Montez. I miss Blabs streaming. And hashtag I stand with Fox.
I will be back.
Yes. Also, Mally Mouse, kind of cute. Hi, Mally. Oh, so is Blabs. And I guess you, Craig.
That sounds gay, Matt. Homo. Maybe he likes the homo dinosaur.
It's okay. Everybody knows I'm cute. Joey says, here's an idea. If you want to get on the rides in either Disney or Universal, but you're fat, lose the weight. That's what I did, and it worked out beautifully for me. There you go, Joey. Miku says, nah, that's Disney simp energy. Epic Uni needs a win. There you go.
It's a strong
FedEx
competitor,
says,
man.
Don't spend money. Just don't go to Disney. There you go.
Fair.
Joey says, it's better to bring snacks to the park than buy the food there. The only thing I buy there is the refillable cap that I can keep with me the full day and maybe bring it another day. There you go. Harold says, my wife and I went to Knott's Berry Farm and got the day fast pass for $150 total. Rode every ride like 5 times that day. Go to Knott's, people.
Facts. Knott's is good.
Dave says, can you bring in your own water /snacks/drinks without hiding it?
Yes, the only thing you're not allowed to bring is like alcohol or weapons. So that was a scathy advice. But yes, water and drinks or snacks are fine.
Eric Haya says, in the dad's defense, most people don't know how to travel, much less to Disney.
True. Get better.
Retromeister says, morning trollers. Morning. Question to Mally. Do you believe me now with Lilo and Stitch making $1 billion? I believe it's going to be the most watched Disney film of the year over Feminist 4 this summer.
Yeah, well, it never surprises me when Disney makes over $1 billion on anything because they're just that big now, unfortunately.
Raziel says, let's not forget Gandalf literally fought a Balrog for days without resting with just a sword and wand. Gandalf is the GOAT. There you go, the Gandalf Dumbledore debate. And Dave says, so $1,000 of 14 is unavoidable cost. That means 71% of the cost cannot be reduced.
That's not true. He did not consider any kind of discounts. Undercover Tourist is a third-party option. Costco has also done Disney deals on tickets for years. He probably bought them straight from Disney, which is the most expensive way to do it. So not true. There is other ways to go about it.
Tenarian says, I was slightly overweight once. Simply putting on socks was a chore. Ironically, I have the same problem to a lesser degree today because of my massive abs. Being a burly, brawny macho man isn't all sunshine and lollipops. Hey, Tenarian, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Congratulations on those abs. Delta says, Mally's out of line, but she's right. Growing up in middle to low income families, it's the exact same thing with theaters. Besides sneaking stuff in, if you don't want to, if you don't go and get 3 individual popcorn buckets and 2 pizzas. That's right.
There you go.
We have Darth says, for fuck's sakes, cancel Disney. What? How the fuck are we supposed to cancel Disney when whales be spending that much at the parks?
True.
Snake Master says, hey, Craig, you should try Nico Derico, very charming platformer. Also, there's a Volbeat song I think you liked called Lola Montez. All right. Thanks, Snake Master. Appreciate that. Blabs, can you check to see if we have any supers directly for Mally before we let her go? Because, by the way, guys, once again, we're going extra long today. We got a lot of topics to hit. We're just going to kind of feel out. There's no timetable on the show. We got a lot to talk about. And we just, in the interest of Mally's time and allowing her to continue on her day, she's always gracious with it. But we do have a lot to talk about. So yes, hang with us. We got us extra edition today. Anything for Mally, Blabs?
I think you hit them all.
Okay,
There's
great.
some about dinosaurs and stuff.
Oh, well, that's important. It's very important. The most important of all things. Dinosaurs.
I think somebody at the very end, just after you finished reading them, asked if I have any plans to visit Disney Abu Dhabi.
Oh, here we go. Mally, will you plan to visit Disneyland in Abu Dhabi in 2030 in the future? And do you have any thoughts on it?
I do have thoughts, and I just posted a video this morning about it. I'll be posting another video about it very soon. And no, I do not have any plans.
I'm going. Can't wait. Let's go.
Good for you. Safer than I am.
I'd rather go to the Warner Brothers one, if anything. But yeah.
Oh man.
Thanks.
Well, it'll be there in like I was saying that park is going to be it'll be done in like 6 months. They're getting all that slave
next
labor
week.
built on. Like it's announced, and by the way, it's done.
Slaves
Opening.
work hard.
Yes. Well, Mally, you can. By the way, I don't want to kick you out, but you can stick as long as you want. but we're about to get into things. So, whenever if you want to go, cool. If you want to stay, you're more than welcome. I saw somebody like, you're kicking her out. I'm not kicking her out. You can stay if you want.
No. I think I will bow out. I'll take my opportunity. I'll watch from afar.
Okay, sounds good. Mally, we'll put your links to where everybody can find you down below. Find you over on Rumble. Find you over on all the social medias. We'll make sure everybody can find it. Thanks, Mally. Have a great day.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. Okay, let's talk about this. Just real quick, this Steam thing, Blabs. So yes, this was announced earlier today. And by the way, this is not what I'm like. There's so much fucking more here that we have to get into. This was I can't even fucking believe this. This is outstanding. But we'll get to that in just a second. But I want to get to this hacker thing once again.
Potential Steam hack.
Well, okay, this is crazy. So hacker advertises alleged database of 89 million Steam 2FA codes. Source of leak unknown. They're selling it for, this is the saddest part of this thing, selling it for $5,000.
That's why it kind of makes me think like maybe it's not real. But just in case, everyone, change your passwords. It's always safe to just do that anyway.
Yeah, that's the big thing here. So here you go. Energy weapon user, a known cyber criminal and leaker, is now is selling a new database, which they claim holds more than 89 million Steam user records, phone numbers, and one-time access codes. Steam is obviously we know about Steam. It has 130 million active users. So yeah, recently a new thread of an underground forum appeared where the hacker offered the database for $5,000. Bleeping Computer was among those who analyzed the records and claims it holds historic SMS text message with one-time passcodes for Steam, including the recipient's phone number here. So, but the moral of this, once again, change your Steam password. Just go do that. Go do that. You should be all right. But this shit happens all the time. Once again, I know we had our sponsor earlier, Aura, and there's a reason why we use companies like this. I'm not going to run the ad again, but we do have that promo code down below. If you guys are looking to protect yourself, I've been using Aura. It's a great company. It's been really, really good, and it has a lot of shit in it. So definitely check it out. Blabs, this is, I was not aware of this event, but I was just turned on to this event that is happening. An event called Game Transformed 2025. This was their 2025 edition, was just announced this morning, Blabs. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is Games Transformed?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, allow me to tell you based off their current X page here. Games Transformed is an annual volunteer-led festival celebrating games and radical politics.
Radical.
Yeah. So as you scroll down, you can actually see that the tickets are live. So let's go check out what they had to say here.
Oh.
This is courtesy of Chris Bratt, one of the people who makes Games. Okay.
I feel like we've talked about him before, Chris Bratt, because they were like, hey, it's Chris Pratt, not Bratt kind of deal. Yeah.
Yes.
We've mentioned him before.
Well, look at their promo here. Tickets are live. How do we kick the Fash out of gaming? Join devs, players, and organizers and Chris Bratt, July 11th through 12th at Pelican House, London, to find out. Tickets are on sale now, which we'll look at that here in just a little bit. So let's go and see what this promo looks like. It's only 2 minutes, 13 seconds. Maybe we want to go, Blabs. What do you think?
Pressing X to doubt.
Maybe I'll send you or a normal man to see what's going on there. Let's see.
Everything's fucked. Reformer.
I like that.
Here we
Way
go.
to start.
Everything's fucked. Reformer on the rise. Trump has been crowned the God King of America, and across so much of the world, it feels like the far right have been able to very successfully position themselves as this.
This is their opening proposition to you, by the way.
Yeah, no thanks. Pass. Somebody save me. I don't want to watch this.
Nope, you got 2 minutes left.
Far right have been able to very successfully position themselves as this necessary force of change for a broken system.
At any point in this, and I would simply ask him, why? Why would this quote unquote far right have positioned themselves? This is a response to you being fucking nut jobs.
Oh,
But
my
he's-
brain.
Oh,
Shout
we're
out
not-
brain damage.
And the system is broken. That bit's absolutely true. But the promises made by the likes of Farage or Maloney or Le Pen are just false. The great barrier between
This is video games, Blabs.
Yeah, so let me just bring in the Italian Prime Minister. Like, what the fuck?
us and a better world isn't immigrants, it's inequality, it's hate mongering, and increasingly, it's fascism. But what does that have
Of course, they use the Elon thing. I'll fucking.
Oh, well.
to do with games? Well, you saw Gamergate happen. You've seen the vitriol that game developers still receive today if they dare to include stories that are deemed to include too much DEI politics. To put it simply, there is a part of games culture.
He's once again, these people right here, they're not asking the question. Why are people responding that way? Because nobody wants it a part of their games. It's a tiny section of people who are saying, yes, throw this shit in. And when it gets rejected to have court, they get upset and make fucking Game Transform 2025. That's the issue. Nobody here has any self-reflection as to why this is happening.
DEI politics. To put it simply, there is a part of games culture, our culture, that breeds toxicity and anger and resentment.
So you're saying that playing video games in a competitive environment, whether it's Mortal Kombat, where you literally rip somebody's head off, or a sports game where you're competing against somebody else, or even fucking Tiddlywinks, where it's a competitive environment playing Monopoly online, it breeds toxicity, huh? Really? Okay.
Now live in this bizarro world in which Elon Musk, the billionaire backer of Trumpism, can be seen tweeting about Gamergate 2, or the inclusion of a black samurai in Assassin's Creed Shadows, or promising to fund and launch an AI-powered game studio to make games great again. We are losing ground here, and something needs.
Yep, you sure are, you pig fucker. Sorry. Well, at least he recognizes that they're losing ground and that nobody wants their bullshit.
Oh, this man has mental illness.
Yes, they broken.
To be done.
That's why we're bringing.
Yes. Oh, look at that festival. There's literally dozens of people there.
That's why we're bringing back the Games Transformed Festival this summer for the third time with a clear question to answer. How do we kick the fash out of gaming? This is going to be a 2-day event held at Pelican House in London on the 11th. And
okay, hold on real quick. What does this look like? What does victory look like? I'm just saying, oh, they want profit sharing.
Salary transparency.
Increase. This is the number one thing on their list, Blabs. Increase diversity, equity, and inclusion.
I don't even know what that is.
Yes. And look, publicize diversity and inclusion.
Oh. Living wage? What else did that say? Whatever.
Oh, there you go.
Living wage for all workers. Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, I get that. You want decent payment? That's fine. Everybody wants that. Ugh.
11th and 12th of July, it's going to bring together game developers and players and political organizers and whoever else we can think to invite to puzzle over and answer this question. How can the left do something to stop and eventually push back this creep of extremism that's happening in our backyard? There'll be talks and panels, but also games to play and role-playing workshops designed to tease out lessons that we can then try and apply to this incredible hobby of ours. Tickets are now available online, and if you're watching this video on YouTube, you should find a link to that in the description below. The Fash are back, and now they know how to use Discord and stream on Twitch.
They've learned how to use technology. We must defeat them.
What the fuck? Like fucking monkeys over here trying to hit the computer with a fucking wrench. Like, what is happening? They know how to use Discord and stream on Twitch.
Why would you subjugate me to watch this idiocracy? My IQ has dropped tremendously.
This is a thing that's in video
It
games.
hurts
This
my
is a
brain.
thing. You know what? I feel like this is how things happen, right? This is how you fuck around and you find out. This
I
is
wanna know
how
when people got tickets already. Is there a way to see?
maybe him, you know, but this is how the real Game Awards happens. This is how the side scroller events happens, where people, you would just say, hey, you guys want to get together and play some fucking games? You want to play some arcade games together? You just want to get together and play. And these people over here fucking thinking there needs to be a revolution in the space, because people who have thoughts that are slightly right of far stinking left
know how to stream on Twitch. Like insane. Insane. Let's continue.
And we should probably start thinking about ways to deal with that. I'm going to be at the Games Transformed. If you can make it as well, I'll see you there. Tickets available at the link below.
So there you go. If anybody wants to go to Game Transforms, you can buy your tickets. That seems, I hope that everybody running this, and by the way, I just want to point out, how unfortunate is it that this white male is leading this event?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Really.
So I've been doing some digging.
Yes.
So first of all, Games Transformed on their Twitter account, they're not even set up properly. That they don't even have links in their bio. It's in the pinned tweet. It's already like not very professional, not really set together. But if you're curious about the actual tickets, so
I have them.
I'm afraid to point this up just in case there's some information that I don't know about. Anyway, so solidarity means help pay for ticket for someone who needs one is 30 British pounds. A standard ticket is a regular ticket. Email gamestransformed@gmail if you're unwaged and need a free ticket.
Hold on.
Wait, so they're selling tickets, but you can just get in for free. Just be like, I'm unemployed. Give me ticket. Give me ticket, please. You know?
Money, please.
Yeah. Then there's the Friday night party games and drinks, which is $5. And help support the festival. Help us deliver events all year round. Nobody wants to support you, wanker.
That's hilarious. If you're unwaged, this is how these people think. This is so unbelievable. This is spectacular. Hold on. I'm curious. Will you I'll
I found where it's gonna be.
Yeah, the
Pelican House, cafe and workspace. Again, I'm afraid of pulling this up because this will show up like my Google Maps and everything, so I can't.
Okay.
But like, it's literally a cafe and workspace.
Well, how many people are can fit in there? Like a dozen?
I'm gonna see.
Couple dozen?
It's pretty small. I mean, I can like, I'll screen grab for you.
Sure. That's not. This is so they're not expecting a huge turnout for this at all.
Dude, it's really small. Hang on, let me pull this up. Okay, all right, I can present. Here it is. This tiny ass. This is it. Remove ad. That's it right there.
Okay.
Pelican House.
Yeah.
Pretty
So like a dozen or so people, right? 20-ish as.
Yeah, unless it's I'm assuming above the cafe are like apartments. I'm assuming it's not like doubles. Two platforms.
What is this is Game Hunter says Dustboard made me pass out of boredom in 1 hour. That's the question. What is if we were to have a graph, or a Venn diagram that had the people who attend Game Transform 25, right? And the people who bought Dustboard, right? What is the crossover in that Venn diagram? And why is it 100% both just crossing over right here? This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And they themselves say in their fucking byline, radical politics, a volunteer-led festival celebrating games and radical politics, right? Nobody wants your shit. You admittedly say it's fucking radical. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing to see.
They're so stupid. Wow. Okay. So I've been doing a little digging. So do you know on the website, do you still have the website pulled up? Okay. It says at the very bottom, it says, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky. So whoever is a moron doesn't know how to make like links, I guess, because when you click on Instagram, it just takes you to your main page of Instagram, not their account.
It's awesome. Yeah. So they're talking about how the crazy right wing can use Twitch and they can use Discord. Yes, maybe you learn how to hyperlink.
It just takes me to like my main like news feed. It's not an account or anything. However, they did learn how to do it properly on their Blue Sky, so that's exciting. And they've gotten all of 39 likes on that exact same post over on Blue Sky.
What's interesting about this is one of the looking at the comments of this video over on YouTube. It is available over on YouTube, and one of the top comments here is let's see if I can share this really fast. It says, does it ever occur to you that the problem, this is a comment that is directly on this video. which will probably be hidden. Says, does it ever occur to you that the problem is too much ideological activism in the gaming industry rather than not enough? Gamergate was a response to organized mass media activism where almost every journalist pushed the same ideological groupthink. People were tired of this 10 years ago. Yes, that is the problem. And it's absolutely crazy. It's crazy.
I left a comment. Bring it back up. I'm such a loser, but I left a comment.
Oh, Blabs. Look at Blabs over here.
Lame.
Right. There you go. And this is probably what's going to happen here. You know, they're going to get wrecked in the best way possible. So
I downvoted.
But do not ever attack people, because that, you know, don't ever do that.
Don't be a dickhead, guys. If you comment on it, don't be a dickhead. Don't like insult or harass.
Ever. Don't ever do that shit. But wow, how fucking amazing is that? Just absolutely amazing.
Wait, do you have the extension that shows like the down votes?
Not on this, no. But
Okay,
I'm sure
I was
it's
gonna
gonna
say
be
like it'd be interesting to see. I don't have the extension, so I can't see.
Marius says the Venn diagram would just be one big circle. It is nothing but overlap. Right. I think that's probably a good thing. Yes, we can draw that Venn diagram and it would look exactly like that. Victor says unwaged, unhoused, unwhatever is their language to imply that things are done to them. It's another language game to play victim and blame other things than themselves. Yes, 1000%, Victor. You are correct right there.
Wait a second. This is so stupid. Oh my god. Okay, if you look at the access statement on the website, the access statement is available here, right? It's obviously that. It says free tickets are available to the unwaged and asylum seekers.
Oh.
What does that have to do with video games?
Wait,
right
where?
there. Let's go down. It's at the very bottom, right above Google Maps.
Here, Games Transformed is a volunteer-led organization. Games and Radical Politics. We use games to explore anti-capitalist ideas, build friendship and community, and introduce workers and fans to political organizations so they can take the fight to the games industry and beyond. Holy fuck.
No, that's not what I'm looking at, but that's there too, yeah.
That's unbelievable. Access statement. Games Transformed tries hard to ensure that our events are accessible to everyone, unless you think the opposite way. Pelican House is an accessible venue, and we have carried out an access check for the festival. The access statement is available here. Free tickets are available to unwaged and asylum seekers by emailing. Wow.
Wait, like I'm so confused. What does asylum seekers have to do with anything with video games?
I don't know. These are wonderful questions.
Weird
Indeed. Well, you know, hey, you know, this is interesting. This is interesting. They have an accessibility statement. Yeah. Games Transform recognize that people are disabled by society, not by their impairments. We are committed to the social model of disability and will take steps to ensure our event is as accessible as possible within our means.
Except there's no driving available, so they are against people who own vehicles.
Bigots. If you have specific requirements not covered by this information pack, you can email this. We may not be able to fulfill every request, but we'll do our best. Wow.
Bigots.
For shame them.
I like that their stewardess are going to be in high-vis jackets so people can find them. High-vis jackets. You know? That's a lot.
Well, there you go. This is
you realize what a high-vis jacket is, right?
Oh. Well, just a bright orange jacket or something?
Yeah, like one of those really, really bright yellow, like traffic construction jackets. Like that's what you're gonna have in your building so people recognize you. Like, what is this? Construction 101?
There is, if you're curious, a welfare or quiet space. I don't even know what a welfare space is. What the fuck does that even mean? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, there you go. No parking available at this venue.
That's what I'm saying, bigots. They don't allow parking.
Well, I'll tell you this: if there's anybody who lives in,
let's take Ian. Ian, how do you want to go on an adventure to the Pelican Cafe?
I think it would be really, really curious to actually go and experience it. Like, I'm not looking to harass anybody, but I would like to see what this looks like. It'd be interesting to see how how you have to know the insanity before you can counter the insanity, right? Because these people, they're unwaged people. Who thinks of this nonsense, right? So, yeah, it would be really interesting to send somebody there and to experience this, and not to disrupt or even ask questions, just to see it, and see what's going on with that. And by the way, I'm sure they all have wonderful iPhones, and they all have, all the things that they hate. They're not working off the Nokia touch phones from 1990 or whatever. It's crazy. But if anybody is interested,
Ian will do it. He'll sneak in dressed as an asylum seeker.
there you go. I love it.
Thank you, Ian.
I think let's like legitimately explore it. Yeah. So there you go. Anthony says, I actually have a sealed copy of Concord just to have a piece of history, aka the worst financial failure in history. Hopefully, the turning point of all this. Yes, there's definitely a big possibility of that. Maria says, well, I guess Chris Pratt would know about disabled. Bro looks like a love child of Chris Pratt and Sloth from the Goonies. Easy, Marius. We're not making fun of people over here. Zenix says, in before a whole bunch of unemployed freeloaders pitch up and they go into debt, being unable to pay for the venue.
Yeah, for
canceling
real.
future events, right? Mm-hmm.
How do you make an event if you can't raise any money for it?
Was says these communists at Games Transforms can tongue punch my fart box. Okay. Saint says anti-capitalist. Isn't the idea to make games is to make money? Sure, why not? Shut down studios and publishers. Anyways, on to Montez. Let's go. Victor says, as I said in my previous statement, I can't believe that society did this to me. We live in a society. Oh my gosh. Necronexus Foxfire says 15 minutes behind watching about Slacktivist at Games Transform and Chris Pratt, who reminds me of Rick Mail from Brit Comedy, The Young Ones, screaming fascist about everything. Thank you very much, Necronexus. Appreciate that greatly. Games Hunter says, I'm from San Diego. I'm a music technician major. Took theater classes. I got Dustborn PC. My European friend dared me to get platinum. It sucks. Tyler says, at least he admits the event is a leftist event. It's rather presumptuous to call for him to call gaming the leftist backyard, though. Cope and seethe. Thanks. Darth says, Mr. Brat is nearly as bad as anal violence. By the way, yes, by the way, apparently this is what this person calls himself. Well, we'll get to that later on. I don't even. Retromeister says, it's stupid crap like this is why we deserve to win the American Revolution years ago. I stand with the fox. There you go. Oh my gosh. Bruce says, these are the same people who'd rather chat get removed than use the mute functions. Yes, 1000%. Mercenary says, the space aliens can't come and take over fast enough. Invited political organizations said the quiet part out loud. Yes. And Raphael says, the very face of soy invites you to SoyCon. Oh my gosh. Badges says, looks like they are a year late for the June 2024 date. No, well, there are 2025 dates for it. Anyways, I'm sure it's going to be a huge event and very successful and do very, very well for themselves. So good luck. Good luck to everybody who wants to go there. Blabs, good news. We hit another Montez goal. You get to pick the Montez goal.
Oh, wow. I don't know what to do with this information. I never get to pick Mario.
Yeah.
Bitch.
And there you go. That's your favorite, huh?
Yeah, well, I really like Mario. I can't really relate to the other games. They're also retro.
Okay. Let's go ahead and we do have a lot more stories to get to. We have so much to get to, but let's go ahead. I do want to get to all this stuff going on in the VTuber world. Okay. Now, I want to be, let me just pull up my tweet. I think that tweet says it pretty damn okay. Okay. When it comes to this, I am not really, well, I'll just read this in my own voice here. It says, I'm going to be really transparent. I really don't know a whole lot about the VTubing world. My experience is extremely limited, but I don't need to understand anything about it to see when there's something, when there's some broken brain activist trying to smear a friend. That's clear as day to anybody, right? And we've talked about this over the week with Kirsche. And once again, Kirsche is scheduled to join us tomorrow on the show. I'm sure it's going to be a fucking banger of a show. And we'll talk about this, if she wants. Sometimes when she's on the show, she doesn't want to deal with this nonsense. And that's kind of been an ongoing thing, is like she doesn't like to get into drama. But this has directly impacted her. And now it's spurring off into other things that are happening in the VTuber space. It's like she was the first target, and now they're spurring off and focusing on other people. Now, just as a quick recap here, I wanted to kind of pull this up. And we've done other videos about this. We talked about this at other shows, but I think that it is important to kind of have this background here to kind of tell you where we're at right here. So Anna Valens, which is a Vice editor who wrote a hit pieces on Kirsche and Velour after Velour rejected their application. This person has admitted to having, I don't feel like, urges multiple times, openly fantasizes about putting biological women in rape farms and exclusively used by dudes, played Fall Guys, a game full of children, on stream with a vibrator in their butt, set up to buzz when their character was touched by other people's characters, then immediately privated and deleted the VOD, an article that called him out. And some of their noticeable defenders are right here. Here, you can see serial VTuber harasser did a virtual striptease on Twitch in front of a bunch of minors and thinks children can consent here. And then we have the waitress over here. And these are people who want to slander Kirsche as Nazi right-wing fascist over some edgy jokes, and been spamming her sponsors to drop her in an attempt to ruin her financially. This person says, "Nah, even if they knew nothing about Kirsche, I would be able to judge her by her enemies alone. You are disgusting. Your friends are disgusting, and you're not welcome in the space, and you never will be. We do not want you here. Get out." And you can see the I Stand with Foxu, which started on the show just a couple days ago with Flash, which was great. This is the writer of this article, Blabs. Did you see this?
I try to avoid these things when possible. So
Sorry,
I've not seen this.
So look, there's a lot there. And even in situations where people have gone on and helped out Kirsche, these people have kind of turned it into something that's about them. Kirsche was gifted some dude wipes from her throne, which is like a, how do you describe throne, Blabs?
So Throne, actually, I love Throne. I use it all the time. Shout out to Aramis, who's been gifting me stuff for my birthday, actually. A viewer right here. It's basically the safest way to give someone a present as a streamer without the person giving it knowing your personal information, like your home address, your real name, things like that, because Throne is like the middleman. They do everything for you. It's kind of like an Amazon wish list, but when you send stuff on Amazon, you can see that person's name and address, whereas with Throne, it's super private, so I really like it.
So these people have been, so Kirsche got some Throne stuff, and then this person who wrote the hit piece on Vice made it about them. So this is what one of my harassers previously sent to harass me, and this is them screenshotting Kirsche talking about how she received dude wipes from Throne. So somebody sent this to Anna Valens, and they made it about themselves. This is one of my harassers previously sent me to harass me by sending them dude wipes because
he's a dude.
He's a dude.
That's funny.
Pretty fucking
I like
funny.
that.
Right.
It's a huge harassment, a meme.
That's right.
It's not even the real thing. She didn't. That freaking Uno didn't receive anything.
Yes. Now, one of the people who's been pushing all this stuff is like I said, I'm not familiar with this space, but I see this person here and I see their profile, and it pretty much tells you everything you need to know, right?
I do have a question though. Like, BT brings up a good point. The fuck are dude wipes? Yeah, what are dude wipes?
I think they just wipe your butt. I think that's the
baby
idea.
wipe.
Yeah, but I don't really know a whole lot about it. But
Marketed towards dudes when they go to Burger King. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, that person over there has been very critical as a matter of fact, actually lost a sponsorship for using a racist term, which I didn't know was racist. If they would have said it to me, I would have been like, okay, but they said a racist term on X called white people something. I don't even remember what it was because it was, I've never even heard it, never even thought about it. But if there's rules for thee, there has to be rules for me, right? If you're going to say you can't use this language, well, guess what? When you get called out on using that language, all of a sudden you fuck around and find out. Well, this person has tripled down over here. Says, I would like to apologize for absolutely nothing. Hell, I apologize for myself for not going harder. My words come from pure hatred for bigots. Kirsche and her fans can keep crying. They say, cope and seethe. Well, Savvy came in, says, if you get to be toxic, then everyone gets to be toxic. If no one else can, then you can't either. That's the world you cancel losers made. Follow your own standards or politely do the honorable thing and say you have no standards at all, which Savvy always does a good job of putting things in perspective. And this person don't care over here. So Savvy continues, says, are you ready to admit people have the freedom to make all the edgy jokes they want without fear of a community just distancing them from them? Or do you believe it was deserved given the holier than thou political beliefs? And then they responded, of course, don't care, right? And
Why? See, the thing is, I would have just stopped giving this person any attention if I was Savvy. Like, all you're doing is just giving them more attention.
well, all Savvy's doing is rubbing their shit in their face.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
know,
she's
but like
doing.
afterwards, I would move on. Just comment once or twice and then like peace, because all you're doing is giving them the attention that they want. This is literally what they're doing. They want this attention.
Well, I think that this person in particular thinks that they're literally an activist. They're trying to ruin people's lives. And I think that's what's happening in this situation. Now, what about Kirsche? Right? Like I said, she's going to be on the show tomorrow. Looking forward to having her on. It's going to be great, as always. Some of my favorite shows are when she's on. They're just so wild ass and crazy. But she actually responded to Vice. Because the one thing that we've talked about all along is, how can Vice stand by a writer who has gone out of their way to say such horrible, horrible, evil, vile things about wanting to grape women? Like, unbelievably vile things. So Kirsche actually addressed this and says, hey, Vice, I kind of made a secret middle of the night ballot drop. I left a little something for you. I made sure it's on par with your company's journalistic quality, so you'll take it seriously. And she posted this a little bit ago. It is a Google Doc. And this is her official response, courtesy of all this here. And I think, without letting her be here and speak to it, I'll just kind of read it as maybe I'm not going to read it in the Kirsche voice because I can't do that. But yes, this is the Google Docie, as she says. Why is Vice's Waypoint pushing for 2018 style cancel culture for VTubing? An open letter from Kirsche Verstal. Hey, Vice, what the fuck? I'm Kirsche Verstal. I'm a VTuber, which means I stream with a digital avatar that looks like this. You can catch me on my streams on YouTube and Twitch. I play games, watch memes, share my thoughts with on the news. You know what streamers do. I basically just tangent on whatever I find interesting, and my honorable chatters affectionately call me a whiplash streamer. I have over 9,000 browser tabs and over 884,000 fans across YouTube, Twitch, and X. Also, I'm not a Nazi. They walk funny, did too much meth, and didn't like to laugh. And they probably would hate me and most of my friends. How come you keep calling me one? Vice used to be known for honest, real stuff, kind of like Gawker aspired to be before, it decided to step into the ring, brother. You did a whole issue dedicated to people who are mentally ill. You sent Dennis Rodman to North Korea. You even used to call out mainstream media for not getting YouTube. In any event, starting about a month ago, Waypoint, which is your vertical, quasi-independent outlet, a failed gaming news site that you're trying to revive, something most people don't even know exists. Either way, I started publishing articles. It started publishing articles about me saying I'm a bigot, a Nazi simp, and I'm responsible for all sorts of online harassment. It's completely untrue, of course, but also, why me and why now? I'm an anime fox woman. I'm reading this in Kirsche's voice in my head, and it makes so much sense. I'm an anime fox woman, and could be a once respectable news org. What could a once respectable news org want with me? Is it 2018 all over again? Is Vice the PC police for VTubers? So again, Vice, what the fuck? Again, let me break this down. I know I've covered this in my past couple streams, but Vice isn't a subscriber yet. Maybe if I tangent about the Colombian donkey fucking video a few more times, they'll come around. Here's the headline from your first article you published about me. Not to brag, but I have over 184,000 fans. You're accusing me of bigotry because one of my fans is supposed to be a Nazi? That's like saying McDonald's supports communism because Kim Jong-un likes Big Macs. There you go. Rather than back up this outrageous accusation, the article starts by talking about my sponsor Gamer Subs, and then you can see it right here. Huh? This is my first time hearing all this supposedly controversy. Literally, I've been sponsored by Gamer Subs since September 2023. This is a tactic called manufactured consensus, where activists claim everyone agrees with them to make sure to make their point seem legitimate. Note that this paragraph doesn't cite a single source, but also it is true I've never hidden my political leanings, and yet I've never heard any quote controversy until this article started pretending to there was one. I've had a few weirdos on Twitter harassing me, but as an oppressed person of anime, I'm used to that kind of thing. And the source cited in the article are anonymous posts on Reddit. Really? Even the people making the post claim they don't watch me and are just repeating hearsay. So a Vice journalist is repeating hearsay from someone who's repeating hearsay? Really? Here's the headline of the second article that Vice published about me. Obviously, it says VTubing has an elephant in the room, bigotry. We talked about that on the show. Obviously, I think harassment is bad. I don't do it. I tell my friends not to do it. The suggestion made repeatedly in this article that my fans endorse harassment is totally false. In fact, fully half of the tweets quoted in this article are from a person who goes by Bint, who has serially harassed me for months. Does Annabelle Lenz mention that in her article? No. Do I have proof of this harassment, which I would have shared if Vice bothered me to ask? Absolutely. Here's a couple of examples right here. We have a couple more pages, but this is more or less Kirsche just taking a shit on Vice, which is
basically
great.
Debunking everything.
Yep. But the article,
I like the bow and the thread, it's very, it's Kirsche-esque. It's funny.
It's perfect. Yes. But the article doesn't talk about this. Instead, the article talks about my sponsor Gamer Subs and tries to make it seem like there's some sort of controversy brewing. Look, I love the Gamer Subs VTuber. I love that Gamer Subs supports VTubers from every side of the political spectrum. That's one of the things that makes them such an amazing partner. That and their awesome supplements. Use Kirsche. I love that she decided to squeak that in there. It says, I continue to work with Gamer Subs, but if this effort to cancel me is successful, I have to wonder who's next. Here's a third article Vice wrote about me. Again, and they said, Waypoint stands with Annabelle Lenz. Again, I agree. Harassment is bad. No one should do it. I don't do it. I tell my fans not to do it. Right? It says, the article says, everything she's going through. But I'll sum it up. Anna is being attacked for simply asking questions about certain areas of the VTubing community, which she's an active part of. And Kirsche responds, just asking questions? Look, I read through these articles pretty carefully. I don't see a lot of questions. Mostly a lot of statements based on Reddit threads and other anonymous sources. That seems very targeted to me. And why? I'm an anime Fox girl VTuber. You're Vice. What the fuck? Also, this happened in the article. The time for games is over. The irony is just totally dead. We are still talking about VTubing, right? Anyways, not to be all you started it, but you literally started it. There was no controversy. No one, a part of a few anonymous internet trolls, Vice quotes in the articles, was butthurt about what I was doing or saying on my stream until you started writing articles calling me a Nazi. And now you calling me a bully and saying it's time to start a war? This is 2018 style cancel culture all over again. Is it VTuber gate? Anyway, it's getting pretty tired. Someone says something you don't agree with, start saying they're controversial. Name drop the brands they work with, play the victim card, or rage tweet at them until their sponsors bail. This is the playbook used over and over again. And finally, the last thing here says, anyways, if we're just asking questions, I have one. How come in the middle of all this, Annabelle Lenz is asking people to buy her gifts on Throne? By the way, Anna over here, Kirsche over here, using proper pronouns, just throwing it out there, right? Surely this isn't just some big branding opportunity.
She's not actually using proper pronouns.
Well,
that's the opposite.
According to them, just to be clear. Surely this isn't just some big branding opportunity for someone who has become the definitive VTube journal, right? Right? I don't want to go to court over this, but if you keep calling me a Nazi and keep calling for my sponsors to drop me, what else am I supposed to do? Seriously, Vice, is this what you want? You want to be the PC police for VTubers? On your front page right now, you have articles about crazy, horny mud truckers or how cool it is to be goth in Ukraine right now. But my stream seems too controversial. It's like I'm asking nicely. Ooh woo. There you go, Blabs. You want to give it ooh woo right there?
Ooh woo.
There you go. Please take these articles down and stop pretending there's a controversy when there isn't. I promise if you do, I'll go back to streaming and you can go back to reporting on Berlin Sex Toy Expo or whatever it is that you do now. Love, Kirsche. So there we go. That was Kirsche's official response to all this from her.
Apparently, you can be goth in Ukraine, and it's fetched now. That's
Fetch. Cool. Stop trying to bring it back. So there's a lot here, right? And we're gonna have her on tomorrow. But this is the thing that's been most interesting about this after that long response, which she covers everything like in glorious detail, calls him out on everything. And it's wonderful. It's exactly, if you're going to respond, that's how you should respond. But as we said, this is not just stopping at Kirsche. And once again, I'm new to this space. I'm learning about this space, but this all just seems really fucked up because now they're focusing on other VTubers, including this person. I don't know who Kitsu is, but I saw this tweet and I was intrigued by it. Welp, cat's out of the bag. A lot of you have seen by now. I've been doxxed. Authorities have already been informed. And you know why I've been doxxed? Because I dared say I support men. If you don't see it, if you see it, kindly report the post. Thank you. So they doxed this because Kitsu had a pretty basic thought of just like supporting men, which is a thing apparently. And yeah, it's insane. But we're not done because I may have to. This is I don't even know how to say his name. Squatchan, I guess. Please help me, chat. Says this is
Q-chan?
Yeah, I guess this is starting right here. Says all men have perverted fantasies, the average male fantasy. And this is like it's just a man, a family and a kids and living what would some would say like, well, not even like
I've seen this.
Right. It's great. It's like having a wife, a kid, loving family. Like that is it. Right? Skew-chan. Okay, thank you, John. Appreciate that. So, yes, and this person responded, Skew-chan says, the amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who wants you money. And then they went in and they tried to cancel this person as well for simply saying this, right? And then you have the other side of the spectrum, Blabs, where you have this person who is over here says another VTuber grifting the right-wing culture war as a focal point of their politics here. And you can see this person, this is them talking about this, and this person saying, this VTuber saying, why are they like this? Is fed up with women punching down on men. This is going back to Skew-chan right here, right? Going back here. So Skew-chan made those, and this is this person responding to this. And
I just, at the end of the day, it's a whole bunch of people with anime avatars just fighting each other. That's literally what it's come down to.
Well, it's the thing is, if you don't agree with
Yeah, no, they're insane. Anytime someone disagrees, you're constantly ridiculed, harassed, whatever. Everybody has that online. It's just, this is really, really dumb.
Well,
and this drama stuff is so stupid beyond me.
But here's my point of bringing all this up, right, is we see a direct correlation between the stuff that's happening in the VTuber community and things that have happened in the gaming space. We just talked about this fucking event that, 20 minutes ago, talking about this nonsense of having radical politics in their gaming event, right? Like, there is a one-to-one parallel line.
I understand that. It's happened it's not even like just like anime and gaming. It's literally every little thing. It's like people who knit too, right? They're like canceling other people who knit. And it's like wild. People who collect baseball cards, they hate each other and it's all fighting. It's insane now. We can't have like this thing called nuance anymore now.
Well, this goes back to the idea of there is no nuance. There is no gray area in any of this. And if you don't agree with the company line, then you're out. Period.
I get that.
And this
my point is it's just very, very stupid. But people are saying I'm missing the point. I'm not missing the point, chat. I get it. It's just saying it's very stupid that we're at this point.
I would say more than anything, it's exhausting. It's exhausting that you have people who are doing this fun little, they're streamers. That's what they do. They grow their community. And by the way, we all know Kirsche is going to be way better off because of this, right?
Oh yeah, she's benefited from it exactly. Like they did the opposite effect. Instead of canceling her, she is more popular now, more followers, makes more money super chats wise. Everyone's behind her back. It's been like the perfect thing, honestly, for her, except for all the actual mental stress that she's had to endure.
Right. And that's just it. Like you're literally going through all this fucking nonsense. Just it's crazy. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday though, and I wanted to kind of pull this up real fast. People who were going in and buying the Crime Boss game, they were shocked to learn the Crime Boss features Chuck Norris, who they say is a known homophobe and all this stuff, right? And this was over here, says and this is someone in response, says they can't refund it. They played it for more than 2 hours. Hope the devs are happy with the people they choose or their choice. They're also okay with bigotry in the game and calling for IRL deaths on stream. Well, look at how this person respond. Throw bricks at trans folks,
The typical response.
which is literally advocating violence.
Yep.
So yes, this person should be banned on X for this, or at least that should be taken down for violating these rules here. But you can see this is happening, and this is why I feel like it's important to talk about it, Blabs, right? Like I'm totally a tourist in this VTuber space, right? I don't know jack shit about it. I'm dipping my toe into this water. I find it fascinating. But if VTubers don't stomp this shit out now, then it will slowly spread and it will continue to affect these things, which is what we've seen in gaming and other forms of entertainment. So yes, like heed it as a warning. If Kirsche is the one who is attacked, use the response that Kirsche has had and the growth that Kirsche has seen and the success that Kirsche is seeing because some fucking idiots attacked her as an example. So when you fuck around, you find out that your attacks aren't going to work. You can't cancel somebody who doesn't want to be canceled, right?
I agree.
And Kirsche refuses to be canceled, and I appreciate that, And like I said, she's only going to be, it's only going to help her grow, and I appreciate her, taking that. And some, like we talk about Cabrutus when he launched the DEI detective stuff, he was kind of thrust into things. He didn't want to be, but he was thrust into it, right? And Kirsche was thrust into this. So, but whether she likes it or not, she will be the center point of a lot of if a VTuber gate happens.
Ugh, that's so gross that we have all these gates now. That's stupid.
So, Rary says there are VTuber channels called Leaflet and Asari and Smug Alana. They're pretty based, and whenever they talk about base stuff, they would be attacked nonsensically by the extreme left, just like they did Kirsche.
So I have actually emailed Leaflet and Asari. They're like a mother-daughter duo VTuber. They never responded to me. Well, I did invite them onto the show, so there's that.
Chitterpig Rancher says the exhaustion is the point, Craig. They just screech and disturb until anyone who doesn't fit with their narrow, constantly shifting criteria shows up, throws up their hands and gives up. And then they claim victory. Right. Well, I think that's the wonderful thing about what's happening with Kirsche right now. If there is a good thing, it's that the pushback on this has been monumental, right? It's been 99.9999998% in favor of Kirsche, right? And you don't have to be in the VTubing community to realize, hey, that's fucked up. You know, Prairie came back and says, I remember last year, Smug Alana had a stalker who was a PDF file. Ooh, by the way, because he would openly talk about fetish and would call Alana was a fash just because, and then he threatened to sue even though the guy self-reported. Interesting. Wow, Rare, that's pretty fucked up. Stephen Miller says, why has nobody notified the authorities? This is a sick person that needs to be put away in a mental asylum. Please report him to the police before a child actually becomes a victim of this pervert. That's the one thing that I truly don't understand about this.
Because apparently speaking, you wouldn't be able to if they've not actually done anything, right? And
I don't know.
I think that's how it works. Otherwise, you could just report everybody, and everybody could just be sent into like a hospital, right? Don't they willingly have to be going into a hospital themselves? I think.
Well, I don't know. We certainly need to bring back asylum.
Oh yeah, I just tweeted it out. Somebody was calling me a bootlicking racist, so I ratioed them saying bring back mental asylums. So yeah,
it is what it is at this point. That's crazy. Let's see. We have Wasp says, sorry for my previous super chat. It was a bit vulgar, disgusting. Allow me to revise the statement by saying, I hope communists step on Legos. Thank you, Wasp. Appreciate that. We'll get to your previous one here in a little bit. All right. Zinnick says, so this is more than a stupid drama. It shows societal and cultural decay. There you go, Zinnick.
I agree with that.
Yes, I think that's an excellent.
It's still also very much drama, too.
Well, yes, but to Zennick's point, it is, you see this stuff, and the fact, go back 15 years ago, right? Before social media and X really kicked off, 20 years ago. Somebody who wrote an article like that would have been shunned. They would have been kicked the fuck out of anything. Vice never would have employed anybody like that, you know? And the fact, especially the things that they say about women, that's fucked up. I always point to South Africa as an example of victimhood tyrants and how they will oppress and murder and just call it, I don't know what you just call it, but thank you, Zen. I appreciate that.
I agree with Graham here. The price we pay for free society. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is truth in that for sure. There definitely is. But it's important. Look, you have a wild animal, right? You have to tame that wild animal and set boundaries, right? And I think that's what's happening right here in the VTubing community with Kirsche is these people are being attacked and the rest of society is going, yo, that ain't gonna fly. And that's why it's important to talk about this stuff. You know, yo, this shit ain't gonna fly, y'all. What are you doing? You know, get the fuck out of here. Go back to your corner. You can go complain on your blue sky and do what you need to do. But the rest of us here in normal society, normal world, we ain't doing that. And I think Zinnick is 100% right on that. JJ says, notice how the left protects mentally ill in PDFs. Yeah.
Yep, noticed.
Frost says, speaking of Cabrutus, did you guys see his Steam group has disappeared? Not sure what happened. Interesting. No, I did not see
look
that.
right now. Let me see.
Yeah. Crumbs or Crummy says, how do these people not realize that, in fact, they are the extremist in gaming? Yeah. Hey, give it up for Barrel of Ermin and CW Griswold becoming plus members over at sidescrollersplus.com. Let's stink and go.
Well, I'm looking at the Steam group. I still see it.
Okay. Ecstasy of Thinking says games should be doors to new worlds, not windows to the creator's ego of cause. Nice. I like that. Interesting. Cole just came in and says Ace 1918 actually did call the FBI. He just dropped a video on that too. Also, Vice just deleted 2 of the screenshots used in their hit piece. Tweet that to me, Cole. That's interesting. if Vice is stepping back because they realize that they're kind of fucked up. That's really interesting. Cold Acid says you don't need a phrenologist to recognize that this fake ginger is seriously dented in the head. Oh, we're talking about the previous event. Yes, for sure. Zach Cat says no, Blabs. It's not anime avatars. It's women being saying it's okay to love men and being attacked by the left. It's not okay to be a normal man. You must be a part of the woke or be destroyed.
That's not what I was saying either.
Well, maybe what you're saying wasn't put as eloquently, I guess.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still people behind anime avatars yelling at people for having common sense. It's very stupid. That is my point.
Regardless of if it's their face or an avatar, it's what they're saying.
When you're hiding behind a little anime avatar, it's even more stupid because you don't have the balls to actually put your face out there and say what you want to say.
You know, I don't know if that's the case. You don't think that Kirsche would say those things publicly?
No, it depends. If it's like an actual VTuber streaming, talking as compared to some random ass troll who won't put their face on the internet and protects himself, there's a
right. Well,
difference.
and I think what you just said could like really piss off a lot of people, right? You said if you're just some fucking, you said standing behind an avatar. Well, that is what VTubers do, right? VTubers are behind an avatar and they are saying these things.
That's not my point. I'm saying like on Twitter, right? You're a little troll. That's all you do. You're afraid to even post your face out there. And all you do is cause like chaos and you're a piece of shit online to people who are just going about their day. You're talking about the people on Twitter, not the VTubers. No, I'm not talking about VTubers. I'm talking about Twitter. Okay. Just looking for clarity on that for sure. Rary says, I mean, Legal Mindset made numerous streams about VTuber controversies. Whatever be like the pre-mentioned Alana case to the horrible practice of that I can't even say that a corporate that caused talent to most. Wow, that's crazy. That's fucked up. Okay, we have more here. Okay, yes, we have this. Vice has removed the screenshots. This is from Kirsche here. Vice has removed these screenshots from the article. You can see it right here. Bro, another one of Vice articles just dropped. And they removed these articles, these apparently. So that's interesting. Okay. Huh. Okay, interesting. It seems like they're doing a little bit of backtracking to kind of see what's going on. Okay. So look, Kirsche will be on tomorrow, and I'm sure we're going to get into more of this. And this is, I don't know. Like I said, I think that like some gatekeeping is required in a situation like this, and it's good to see people pushing back with all this. So, what a mess! What a mess! All right, we do have some supers. We're going to get to those. I think we're at a point. Yeah, I feel pretty good, Blast. There's more to talk about, but my energy is wearing down. So I'm sure yours. Well, I need
too.
my espresso. It's after 2.
Okay. Well, go ahead and grab that real quick. I'll get to some supers.
No, it's gonna take more than 5 minutes. I'll just read them. It's
Okay. John says, "Yeah, I hate people with anime avatars." There you go, John. Thank you.
That's not my point. People are taking it as I'm like shitting on Flash or anything. That's not my point. I'm talking about people who are like basement dwellers who do nothing about their lives all day long, have an anime avatar to hide behind, and just constantly troll and like harass and like dox people and harass people all day long. Those are the people I'm talking about. But somehow you gotta get your little wig on. Anyway, Mojo says, Craig, SF2 will always win any fighting match. Did we get
we already
this
got that. Yep.
Why?
Yep.
StreamYards, I'm going to start from the bottom.
Yeah,
okay,
Rary
says, Nisanji,
Oh, hey, real quick.
Yeah,
that was the name of the company.
I want to make sure there wasn't a bad word.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. We're going to get to your supers. Like I said, we have Kirsche on tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a bigger announcement about this. But if you guys like what we do over here and you'd also like to support Kirsche, we encourage you to head over to Side Scrollers Plus. Think of this like a Gamer Subs partnership that she has just with us, where she receives money from your membership, right? You can use promo code FOXLADY over at Side Scrollers Plus, and you'll get access to all the other fun things that we have going on over there as well. Some announcements we will have later this week, and some we will have next week as well. Use promo code FOXLADY at Side Scrollers Plus. Good things are happening over there. We'd really, really appreciate that, man. So
Dur's King for 10 says mutt Blabs. Oh my, I'm a mutt now. I have a British colony of Hong Kong seal as an avatar instead of my face as King Dr. something. The username is Dr. T is King. Okay.
Dirt is king. Oh, it's Dr. T is king? Oh, fuck me. I've been saying Dirt is king for
Yeah, I've been
forever.
saying that too.
Ooh.
Frost says others are saying that his Steam group is still up. Not sure why I can't see it anymore, but everyone else can. I don't know. I just saw it on my Steam. So thank you though. Game says with gusto, ladies and gentlemen, if I get the platinum, I will critique the game because I played the game for what it's worth. I stopped playing Dustborn. Darth says just say you're a South African refugee. That should work. Exactly. Necro Nexus Foxfire says Rick Mail, great comedian, make comedies like Bottom. Yeah, he's no longer around, isn't he? He passed away. Whis says his face says Cro-Magnon, his body says soy-based life form. Canna says anyone taking bets as how long it takes for someone high up in games transform to get their hard drive seized. Maybe never, because people seem to get away with that shit. JJ says, all the leftist buzzwords. This guy, such an F slur. Mr. Melancholy says, it's the same guy who tried to smear Steam for not being inclusive and diverse a while ago. All right, thank you very much. Game Hunter says, I'm 5'6.5", 113 pounds. Run an average of 10 to 20 miles a day. Not that hard to stay in shape. That's a lot of miles, my dude. Start my day with side scrolls and listen to anything else. End of the day, gaming and writing. Let's fucking go, Montez.
Oh,
good for you, dude.
Hey, speaking of Montez, we got one more Montez goal. Check it out, Blast. Pick a number 1 through 14.
14.
All right, 14 it is. Let's go with that one. Let's go. This one.
Bitch! Montez!
Nice.
Fucking I love
All
it.
right. So this message came from Wisp. What?
Oh, go ahead.
What happened? Okay. This message came from Wisp, and I tried for a whole 5 minutes to put it in stream ads, and it kept getting ejected, which is amazing because there's nothing bad in here. He says, as much as I wouldn't do it in that way, the humiliation ritual, in the least he should get, considering how much he's going to lose in the process. And somehow YouTube flagged that as like inappropriate. Anyway, left-handed Link Gaming says, had a nightmare of watching Blabs play Castlevania. Well, you know, it wasn't a nightmare, but it was for me. Reese says, I'm thinking Gauntlet with Blabs. Oh, wait, that's part 2. Okay, here we go. Reese for 5, part 1 says, general reminder for those that want to play couch co-op games online with others, Parsec may be the way to go, as it lets you connect your gamepad to a host PC with virtual gamepad. I'm thinking Gauntlet with Blabs, Mally, Kirsche, and Vara, with Craig providing color. Interesting that you say that. Interesting. Harold for 5 says, everyone shut the fuck up. The mouse with the mouth is speaking. We are worms. Switzerland says, if you can profit 4 billion USD from your work, you would sell it too. It's silly people pretending that amount of money is just pocket change. Also, check out Project 4K77. Thank you very much. West also says, how could you forget... What?
I want to do yeah, I am a little delayed. Real quick, go ahead and read. Let me refresh, then we'll come back because someone mentioned that Ace 1918 reported the person to the FBI. I have that video pulled up. I want to kind of show that off really quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, how could you forget THX1138 when talking about Lucas? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm small now. All right, Mighty for 2 says the biggest dino was Argentinosaurus. Argentina has the World Cup champs, the largest bird in the history, the goat of soccer, Messi. Shout out, and the best steak. Nice. Max says, I am the opinion that he knew that what Disney was going to do, but his wife was the one that pressured him to do it. Never give up your hobbies, boys. I don't know about that. We'll never know about that.
Okay, real quick, I wanted to show this. This was brought up in the chat a second ago. This guy Ace 1918 reported this. Now I want to watch a little bit of this because I've only screened just a tad of this, but we'll watch about 90 seconds of this, and then it shows off the horrible things that this person said. Well, we know all this shit. We know this shit, right? But I think that it's important for you to understand this as well, Blabs. Let's just play this real quick.
Have watched my previous videos on food shops, who also, for the record, claims to have POCD, knows exactly what it is and where this particular conversation is headed.
Have you heard of POCD before, Blabs?
POCD?
Yeah.
Person of color?
No, here.
But for those of you who have been blessed with the gift, and it is indeed a gift of ignorance on this particular topic, allow me to very tragically elucidate to you what exactly POCD is.
It's a made-up thing, by the way.
POCD stands for Pedophilic Obsession Compulsion Disorder, and according to the textbooks, refers to an individual who is obsessively paranoid about the thought that they may in fact be a pedophile. In more practical terms, however, POCD is very commonly used in much the same way as MAP, which is to say pedophiles trying to desperately downplay, deny, and ultimately defend what they truly are. And of course, this revelation about Anna Valens has coincided with a fair amount of evidence as to the true character of that particular individual. Such evidence includes Anna Valens being obsessed with so-called age play, with an apparent emphasis on mother-slash-daughter relationships, authoring multiple adult fantasy short stories revolving around non-consensual intercourse. And then there is, of course, that time a games journalist reported about how Anna Valens hooked up a vibrator to Fall Guys in order for the vibrator to do its thing when bumping into other characters in the game. And unfortunately, that is not where the evidence ends either.
Okay, and then we have I don't even want to hear this again. We've heard it before. So here's the end result of this.
Anna Valens does absolutely need a hard drive check at this point, which is why I have decided to take the extra step in this situation to report the whole matter to the FBI, as the evidence is substantial enough that I believe such an extreme course of action is completely warranted here. I should note for the record, though, that it appears that Anna Valens is not the only one at Vice who is in the realms of being suspect, because it turns out the site is full of articles defending pedophiles spanning well over a decade now. There is zero indication that Anna Valens is just a random fluke. Instead, this would appear to be a problem utterly indoctrinated into Vice as a news organization. This whole situation is yet another example of how the death of mainstream news media cannot come soon enough.
So, too far or perfect? Reporting.
What do you mean, like too far?
No, I mean reporting this person to the FBI.
No, I think it's justified given the statements this man has made.
Yeah,
I think it's quite justified. I don't know if anything is going to be done about it. It's probably like, oh, we knew. Oh no, look what happened.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to come of it either. But yes, totally justified and really fucked up. Like the idea that we have any tolerance for this stuff at all is
creepy.
Like, yeah, above 0.0000001%. So, sorry, let's go and continue with the supers.
Yeah, I was just time stamping. Okay, Riri says, why does Craig kind of look like Earthworm Jim?
Groovy.
Marcy says, Dev banned Ace 1918. Dev was at fault in it. What Dev is up to? I don't care about Dev. Dr. Daisuk says, the pterodactyls and velociraptors are top tier. That's fair.
What a normie.
The Halfrican says, Foxy made pterodactyl noises. Foxy is the best dino.
I love that name.
That's how it works. Drake says, I'm surprised that Blabs doesn't play Ark. Okay, I've been told to play Ark many times, but I got Jurassic World, you know? I got the real thing.
By the way,
what?
If you would like to get your thoughts on the best dinosaur, that was a very in-depth conversation that we had earlier this show. So if you would like to add to that conversation, by all means, let us know.
Is he gone? Am I still here? This is the problem if it's just me, and I don't know if... Listen, all right, I'm just going to keep going. Chat, say something. Let me know if somebody's here. Am I alone? Is it just me? Hello? Any froze? Okay, it's not just me. Okay. Bye, Craig. Blabs, do something. Well, okay, Craig died, so it is just me. All right. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to screen grab the shit out of this. All right, we got that. Perfect. I've screen grabbed it. We're going to exit solo land. All right. Okay, it's just me now. It's fine. Okay, we're gonna go through super chats. Who knows what Craig will say? We'll never know anymore. Emperor Cretan says it's Godzilla dinosaur. I mean, depends on who you ask. Oh no, he's completely gone. Okay, well, it's me now. All right, John says it's $5 too little for virtual hug. Lots of stuff gone wrong today and last week, and yeah. Hug, I hope you're okay. Chin up. Nader says, if Blast gets that excited about homeschooling your Jeremy, I will never. It's fine. Rary says, I mean, if chicken is related to dinos and they're delicious, I want them back to eat them. You could feed them to the entire neighborhood. Hang on, I think he just texted me. Power outage surge rebooting. Okay, well now we know. All right. Reese says, someone down at Rumble HQ must be slacking. I had to restart the stream several times today. Blabs, get the whips. Okay, I can't do anything about the Rumble. I'm sorry. I got no power. Very sad. I just cracked my hip. Anyway, Zach says, thank you for the clarification, Blabs. V-tweeters are the bane of Twitter. Thank you. Look at me. I am the streamer now. That's right. I am the captain now. Okay. Rory says, this big word I can never say, and it sounds like the Greek god who loves his wine. Dionysius was my favorite dino as I was a kid. You guys know what I'm talking about? That Greek god loves his wine. Starts with a big D. Bentley for 5 says, there may have been cases where crocodiles have faked drowning to entice people to come to the water. This may be a rare case where I agree with Blabs. Hashtag the more you... See? I'm not crazy. Wasp says, my favorite dinosaur is the Baronix, the Catholic dinosaur. He eats fish. Yes! Okay, in Jurassic World Evolution 2, you have to constantly give him the fish or else he breaks out and eats people. True story. My favorite dino is anything from Calvin and Hobbes. Rod says Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus for the win. That's fair. Mark Reality says, stop trying to logic, Blabs. It ain't working, dude. I don't know who you're talking about. Mercenary says they should give memories to Morris and Bob Barker. Dan Evil Robot member for 19 months. Thank you very much. Mark Reality says, I wonder how Johnny Somalia affected South Korea's views of Americans. Probably detrimental. Steven says, the vegetable gods heard Craig saying he hates cucumbers and carrots and tacos, and this is his punishment. Probably. Bad News Badger says, this isn't a cucumber taco, Craig. It's hot dog for vegans. B. Barrett says, I got some tacos yesterday from Chipotle. You know what didn't have on it? Cucumbers, because they don't belong on tacos. Well, that's just your opinion, man. You know? That meme? Shane says, hey, Blabs, hey! Silo says, just remember, Archer's going to eat a taco with a fork and a knife. Let that sink in. Also, Chicago deep dish is Italian now, Blabs. Okay. Oh, fancy seeing you here. My favorite dinosaurs. Listen, I totally agree what you're saying.
Last chance.
Hold on. Oh, there you are now.
It's your last chance to get the news in about the dinosaurs.
Cold Acid says, my favorite dinosaur is the Thesaurus. Thesaurus. That's not a dinosaur, bro. Anyway, Merchant says battery backups and backup power, Costco generator, Craig.
Apparently, yeah.
All right. Copacetic for 10 says, what Blabs is... what?
Copacetic.
Copacetic says, what Blabs is referring to without knowing it is V-tweeters. People on X who just complain virtue signal. She's being misunderstood, not malicious. They are distinct from VTubers. Thank you very much for this helpful clarification. Yes, I'm not being a dickhead, guys. John says, Blabs, have you played Ace Attorney, by the way? Just wondering, since you read a lot. You play as a defense attorney and defend your clients. No, it sounds dumb, but makes you feel smart figuring out crimes. Okay, no, I haven't. But is it on Steam? I might have to check it out.
Oh, you would love it. You would love Ace Attorney.
Ray says, no, if we only got Dino Crisis today. So Key Rock says, Craig's fixation on cucumbers, clearly because they are phallic.
Yes, I love big dicks. We understand that, right? I think that's the idea. That's why I always have this cucumber with me at all times over here. Clearly, the taco cucumber is representative of a giant penis. Is that what you're implying? Yes, of course it is. Sorry, Blast. Just needed to really take it to the next level there to push it home. And I know that will be clipped.
I'm trying to find something to play, and you know what? Why does it keep happening to me? Oh, every fucking asset today just keeps changing my camera. Goddamn StreamYards. I was Netflix Blabs for a second.
Leave my computer taco out of this, all right? My cucumber taco.
What day is it? Anyway, Bad News Badger says, my favorite dinosaur is Barney. That's lame. Wiz says, just pronounce it by syllable. Innuendo. Yeah. Mighty for 5 says, another lame-ass joke from GayTube. Here's a better one. Why do spiders and people have in common? Frog says, just put the lasagna in the soup, Grandma. Cucumber taco exists. Blabs, I ain't done shit. Mercer says, and that is an English cucumber of all things.
Of all things.
And then Ryobi says, Blabs has Dundee's kid and Craig has cucumber. I don't know what that means. Right. Dundee's kid. Do you mean like Steve Irwin's kid from yesterday? Dude, he's gorgeous. Anyway, Reese just posted on Rumble for Tiz, says, I love Thesaurus. It's a tiny creature that uses flowery language to extricate himself from dangerous situations. Hey, you up there! Your massive jaws are vainglorious! Walks away. Thank you for
Aiden
that.
says, if I have a girl who cheated on me, I'll find a creative way to put her on blast, humiliate her, and tell her to piss off. I won't tolerate infidelity. If she's a puta, she's one. There you go. Thank you, Aiden. Commodore fan says, well, it's well known Walt was anti-communist, testified in front of Congress on it. Anti-union, friends with FBI Director Hoover, chain smoked like a mofo, pro-American, so a normal, successful American who would be considered far right by today's standards. That's right. Thank you very much, Commodore fan. Tenarian came in and says, Chad Warden wipes his ass with $600. Kirsche uses dude wipes. Kitsu is another Fox VTuber, a German one at that, has pretty reasonable takes for the most part. Most of the Fox VTubers, particularly the white foxes like Kirsche and Smug Alana, are based. I didn't know it was broken down like that. Okay, thanks, Tenarian. And Delta says, don't watch Kirsche outside of the show. But the one lie that got me defending her was that she's friends with someone called Synthetic Man. I remember when she was on here about how his fan base was attacking her, but she wanted to talk to him directly. Thanks, Delta.
I have breaking news, so we're going to play
says
it.
Vice removed the articles.
Can
Wow,
you not
they were
hear me?
the entire articles.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Can you not hear me?
You're muted.
Hello?
You're
Hello?
muted. You're muted.
But I'm not muted.
You're
Hello?
muted. And now my camera's gone. You're still muted, Blabs.
Hear me now?
Check your audio. There you go. Vice not found. Thank you, Blabs. Appreciate that. That is crazy.
Hello?
Yeah, well, seriously, Blabs, I can't hear you. Keep going. Keep trying. Blabs, you're muted. No, you are. I can't hear you.
Hello?
I legitimately can't hear you. Maybe it's my side. I don't know. It's me, not you.
Blabs? You hear me?
Okay, I can't hear you. Hold on. You keep going. See what happens when you play fucking music on the show, Blabs? It's ridiculous.
We can hear it
Try
just
now.
fine.
Say something.
Fuck you, Craig. I knew it
I can't hear you.
me.
God damn it. Blabs, take us out. I'm here. Goodbye. I'm gonna go to the back end. You guys, there you go. Bye. See you later.
Back up on your router.
Bye.
Okay, guys, you can hear. Fuck Craig for doing that. I'm just saying. All right, listen, you shitheads and fellow retards, and everyone else in between. People gotta try to keep it down. Don't let them. You guys gotta go get it. We'll see you tomorrow. Fatality. Bye. I hear nothing, Craig. There's no sound. You're just smacking it, but nothing's happening. Can you hear me? Oh my god. All right. I'm just gonna end it. I'm pulling the plug. Goodbye, everybody.